There we go. There we go. Either way, what up, chat? How you doing, guys? Welcome to stream. What is up? Kai, what's up? Welcome to stream. Ryan, welcome to stream. Dice, welcome to stream. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Darkness of Chaotic Waters. Been a while, man. How you been, buddy? Wizardly Industries, welcome to stream. Welcome, welcome. Ben, what's good? Welcome to stream. Christopher, how you doing? The Bosnian bank robber is here. Yeah, sure thing, dude. Right foot slide. Threes in the air. Grade 5-9. Sorry. I'm also listening to some music in the background as well while we're gonna be chatting. Left foot step, right foot slide. Threes in the air, repping grade 5-9. You know what? Let me see. I need some Swedish music now. There we go. Love your videos. Thank you. D'Angelo. Yo, D'Angelo, it's been a while. How you been? How you been, D'Angelo? It's been a while. Lucas Sadly 69. What's good, man? What's good, dude? Welcome to stream. Ruffle, I got a question. Is there any other game you like as well as Pokemon? Yes, many. many games. I can tell you right away, the first one would be like Dark Souls. I love Dark Souls, especially Dark Souls 1. If I was to rank the Dark Souls game to me, Dark Souls games specifically, the 3 that exist, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, and there is no Dark Souls 2. That shit doesn't exist. Fuck that game. I don't care what he says. I fucking hate Dark Souls 2. I really wanted to like it. I really wanted to enjoy it, but I just didn't. But yeah, I enjoyed Dark Souls. I'm excited to play Bloodborne at some point. I actually specifically, I can show you, I specifically got it. Oh, there we go. I specifically picked up Bloodborne on PS4. I specifically picked it up because the thing is, I want to play it probably twice for a video. I think the first time I want to play it is going to be the actual hardware, like actually playing it on a... I don't know if I have a PS4, though. I have one back in Sweden that my siblings use. But I think my girlfriend, she does have a PS4 at her dad's place. I don't know if her sister took it though or not. So the idea is that I'm going to try to play this on the original hardware, the way that it was when it came out, as much as I can, right? That's going to be the goal for this one. So, and I actually have it plasticed in. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's like in a plastic box, as you can see, like, a plastic cover around it. Because I'm trying to keep these like this is just for me, literally. I'm trying to keep these games like that I collect going forward, just like something nice I can keep safe for, you know, my own kids in the future that they can play and that kind of stuff, you know. Because like I feel like every day we're losing access to like things that you know. I feel like every day we're losing access to physical stuff that we can have, you know, and not to say that it's like you need to be materialistic, but it's nice to have something physical to sort of latch onto over just like these digital things that you don't actually get to own. But yeah, whatever you do, don't play Bloodborne on PS5. It feels terrible for some reason. Okay, that's good to know. Because yeah, that's why I'm saying I really got to get my hands on the PS4. I really got to... The thing is, right? So my plan is to play it on like a console, whether it's PS4 or PS5. I don't know yet. I need to... Because like, you have to understand, it would be ridiculous for me to have to go and buy a PS4 just to play through one game for one video. Is a little, like, ridiculous, because I know that I do own a PS4 in Sweden, but it's like, I gave that to my siblings, so taking it from them, I would feel bad, like, just taking it from, my little siblings, like, it'd be really, bad feeling inside. So, my idea is to try to get my hands on, like, my wife, her PS4, which is... Like I said, at her dad's place, unless her sister took it. If that's the case, then I might have to play it on PS5. Like, I literally have no other option than I have to do that. Because I will play the game a second time specifically on PC, right? Like on the computer, because there's an emulator now, for PS4 emulator that you can actually play on now, which is really cool, by the way, because it essentially allows you, more or less, to, I mean, I don't know what else way to put it, but like you're literally able to like play through like PS4 games now. Though it is not perfect, but it is the perfect setup for me to capture like cinematic footage and stuff. Actually, wait, hold up. I can maybe show you guys what I've been like, what I've been cooking on the side for Dark Souls 3. Let me see. Ignore the low quality. It's just because I had to compress the video when I had to send this file, because otherwise it's a 1 gigabit file and I cannot like send it to people to check out and like give me feedback. I cannot send it if it's like a gigabit file all the time on Discord. And I really do not like paying for Discord Nitro and shit. I think it's ridiculous. The few times I do it is like when I really need to send something to someone and I'm like, it's either this, I have to wait, or Google Drive, which is already full. But yeah, where was I at? Right, so this is what I've been working on.
I just want peace and... Oh no.
What's up, buddy? Looks like we're back in Dark Souls again. After Dark Souls 2, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to play this one. I mean, Dark Souls 2 felt so different from Dark Souls 1. I mean,
that's one way to put it.
The movement, the world, the environment, everything in that game felt really off to me. Alas, my friends kept bugging me, telling me,
you have to play Dark Souls 3?
I don't know why there's that black like bug on the left side there for this section.
So
I need to figure it out.
Said, screw it. I might as well actually play the game. And in this video, I am going to be taking you guys through the entire journey that I had through this game. Which means we're going to check out the world, the bosses, the lore, my experience with all of it. This game gave me that Dark Souls 1 feeling, which I thought I'd never get back. But it actually felt too familiar, as if the game was almost telling me to let go. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I can let go yet. But let's get started.
Hey, Ronald! Thank you so much for becoming a member, dude. Welcome to the member squad. Yo, give it Ace member, dude. Thank you so much. Holy shit, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ronald. Ronald, my boy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the member squad, my friend. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you. Holy shit, dude. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Low volume? Well, it's mostly just to show you kind of what I've been working on. It doesn't really matter, you know?
To stop doing crack on the weekends. Where the fuck am I now?
This time around, we are literally starting off within the Cemetery of Ash, and this is very different from Dark Souls 1. In Dark Souls 1, we straight up woke up in a prison cell. In Dark Souls 2, it was...
So if anybody ever says, okay, if anybody ever wonders, oh, why does Ruffled not make other videos on RuffledRowlit? This is literally why. This right here is what I'm busy with. This is what I spend most of my days dealing with, is making these videos, which take so much more time to edit, to record, to make. It is so much more time consuming to make one of these than it is to make like really anything else that I do. Like this is so much more time consuming, as you may notice, because I spend way more time like editing it, making them, you know, whatever, the edits, the captures, the effects, all that kind of stuff. This is essentially what my life consists of for the most part.
Is the entrance to Firelink Shrine. And as we walk inside of it, I'll be honest, it doesn't really look like it used to, does it?
It really sucks though, because I did notice this with Bloodborne. The Bloodborne PC port with the free camera debug menu is so much nicer than the debug menu. Like it has so many more options. Rather, weirdly enough, when I tested it a few months back, it had way more options than Dark Souls 3, which is weird because Dark Souls 3's debug menu is amazing. You have so many options for things you can do, but for some reason it does this one thing. Okay, gotta go back to Nintendo stuff. Sorry, I forget. But like, the one weird thing that Dark Souls 3 doesn't let you do is that you cannot let the game, like you are not able to manipulate the camera while the game is still playing, right? So you have to like, because basically what happens is every time you activate this thing called the debug, like, the free cam mode, every time you activate it, you're allowed to kind of free roam with the camera and like fly it around everywhere. But the problem is,
everything else pauses. Like your character pauses in the exact pose they're in and all that. But in Dark Souls 1 with the debug menu, if you unpaused it, you could still move the camera while your character was like while your character was still moving. Like you could move the camera around and your character would still like, they'd be standing still, but they wouldn't be literally still. They'd just be like standing there because you're not moving their movements. They wouldn't pause the entire world. Whereas for some reason, and that made it super hard to do like zoom in animations for this video. Super hard to do zoom in animations because there's no way to like make the camera and everything like the world move at the same time as the camera moves, which is really annoying. But Dark Souls 3 doesn't have that option. For some reason, Dark Souls 1 did, and Dark Souls 2, by the way, which the debug menu on that game was made single-handedly by one dude who really put so much effort into it. So shout out to him for like genuinely doing his best. I contacted him when I needed to make that video. I was like, hey, I really like need a debug menu, and he gave it to me. So all I'm saying is, for some reason, Dark Souls 3, which should be the easiest one to have, like, because it has an amazing debug menu, but for some reason, you're not able to just free roam the camera while the world is active, which is super weird to me. I don't get it. Also, by the way, I just realized, you know, like in the chat, how you guys have those little hearts and those little like emojis you can do? I'm always a bit confused. Who does that? Like, I'm doing it myself right now. I'm like spamming the 100% emoji, but I don't know why. Like, why is it there? Have you guys ever thought about why it's there? Like, I never understood the logic behind it, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like this little heart where you can do like the 100% or whatever. I never understood that. Yeah, see, now you guys are doing the 100% with the hearts. See, now you guys are doing it. I never understood the logic behind it. I don't get it. What does that do? Does that something like, what happens when you do that, technically speaking? Is it something when you watch on phone? It is like, I don't understand it. Jaquez, what's good? Hi, Ruffle, what's good? Nagisa, what's good? Nagisa, welcome to stream. Christopher, what do you think about Samurott? A cool Pokemon. Just a cool Pokemon. Not really anything else I can really say. Is YouTube trying to be Twitch? But how is it Twitch? Does Twitch have something like that? Because I know Twitch has like bits and stuff, but that's like donations. You know what I mean? And again, Ronald, by the way, thank you so much for the gifted membership, dude. Or not gifted membership, for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Welcome to the member squad, my friend. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yo, Shoddy Horizon. What's good, brother? Welcome to the stream, man. How you doing, buddy? What's good? Well, it's a phone behavior. Okay. Phone behavior. All right. It's YouTube trying to beat Twitch. No, but people spam emotes on Twitch. Oh, like that you mean. But you have emotes here too, right? We do have emotes. We even have custom emotes for like, you know, for members and stuff. Like that, you know what I mean? We do have emotes, so it's weird to me that, you know, that would be... That's such a... I don't know, bro. I don't understand YouTube's decision-making sometimes. Do you think we're going to see Gen 10 today? Will we see Gen 10 today? No. No. No, Lucas. No, Lucas. Sadly, Luca, we're not seeing it today. We're not seeing it today. Is it Lucas or Luca? Is it Luca Sadly or Lucas Adley? Because it could be both. That's the thing. I don't know, dog. Because you ain't got no capital letters in your name. YouTube auto-deletes comments sometimes if you spam emojis like Twitch. Can even shadow ban people who spam too often just emojis. Dude, that's just lame, though. But that shouldn't be the case, though. I think you as a streamer / YouTuber, you're actually able to individually decide if you want your chat to be more Lucas Adley. Okay. Okay, see, that makes sense now. Those emotes are pretty cool. All right. They're pretty sick. I ain't gonna lie, man. But I don't know. I haven't updated them in fucking years at this point, so it is what it is. You know what I mean? Either way, Spider-Man. I don't know. Let's see. Kosuima lepuka osvila. Let's see. I never remember. Is Pokemon first party or partner? Pokemon is kind of in the middle. It's kind of like a second-ish party. Like it's not first party because Nintendo doesn't fully own it and make all the decisions for what happens to Pokemon, but they do own like some rights to it, so they make a lot of money from it. So it's like it's not first party or third party. You know what I mean? It's kind of like an in-between, sort of, because they own a part of it. Like that's the thing that people have to remember about Pokemon and Nintendo. Nintendo, because this is one thing I know. This is okay. Here's the thing. Have you guys ever watched a video from a non-Pokemon YouTuber who makes a video about a Pokemon game? And they're always like, Nintendo. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. It's not Nintendo that makes Pokemon games. Like, this, like the moment I hear in one of those videos when they go like, Nintendo sucks ass. Look at how shit they make Pokemon games. I'm like, okay, great. I don't have to listen to your opinion because you don't even know who the fuck makes the games if you're saying Nintendo. Like, the mere fact that you're saying Nintendo when you're trying to like say something about the games, it loses all this credibility at that point because Nintendo has nothing to do with it. Nintendo does not decide what Pokemon games are made, how they're made, anything. Nintendo is literally just a guy in a corner who gets money for the games existing and the popularity, the brand, whatever, right? They just get a big paycheck every single month. You know what I mean? So it's like, I hate when people like, oh, Nintendo. I'm like, it's not Nintendo. If you're going to blame anyone, blame the people who actually make it. Whether that's Game Freak, Creatures, you know, the Pokemon Company who make the decisions for anything in terms of, I mean, because keep in mind, the Pokemon Company is still controlled by these companies, aka Nintendo, Game Freak, Creatures, right? Those are the guys who own Pokemon. But the Pokemon Company is the one who has to make the decision making, right? They're essentially the company that they made specifically to go and make all the decisions and stuff, right? Game Freak makes the mainline games. Creatures makes all the 3D and cards, right? And the Pokemon Company is just essentially a giant shell company that does their bidding and does what, you know, what they're supposed to do. But like, it's not Nintendo out here making the Pokemon games. You know, it's just ridiculous. Either way, Victoria, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Well says, do you think next gen will be as pretty as the other games they are making? I don't think, okay, listen, do not expect Generation 10 to look like, what's the game called again? Beast of Reincarnation? Don't expect that game to look like, you know, Beast of Reincarnation. Do not expect Gen 10 to look like that. That's never going to happen, okay? Beast of Reincarnation has been in development for 6 years, okay? 6 years. And that game isn't made completely just by Game Freak. As far as I'm aware, they have also outsourced a lot of it to other studios. That is a 6-year development. That is a passion project. Pokemon, unfortunately, is limited and constrained because it cannot be more than what it is, okay? You understand? Like, Pokemon games are given a limited budget. They are under a specific set of constraints. Like, each Pokemon game has to have XYZ thing available. Otherwise, it is not a Pokemon game. You understand? So it makes it so that every Pokemon game is constrained. Will it look like New Snap? I think New Snap is probably the closest we're gonna get. Yeah, that's probably the Vanta, that's probably the best way to put it. Probably New Snap is like the closest thing you can expect. Also, Patches. Hey, Ruffled, what's good, Patch? Welcome to the stream, man. I think we already kind of know what Gen 10 is. Scarlet and Violet 2 Electric Boogaloo visually. Essentially, yeah, Raylight. Yeah, you're pretty much correct. Let's see. Gaming Devil 9414. What's up? Welcome to the stream, dude. Pokemon is just a milk cow and limits itself because they need milk frequently from it. Yes. So basically, what you have is that's an interesting way to put it. But what you basically have with Pokemon is, let me put it like this, okay? Imagine if the Pokemon Company decided, or not the Pokemon Company, sorry, Game Freak, Nintendo, and all of them agreed, okay? We're going to spend the next 7 years making the best Pokemon game, okay? Now think about this. Think about this, okay? They can do that. They can make the best Pokemon game. Like, actually, like, let's get a calculator up, right? I misspelled calculator because I was thinking about it in I was thinking about it in a different language. So let's get a calculator up. So here's what we're gonna do, right? Think about this. You got 6 years to make it, and their budget is around, I think, $20 million per new generation, right? Let's give them, and if that's like 3 years development, let's give them 50 million, no, 100 million, okay? 100 million. They have $100 million, which means that they have not double, not triple, quadruple essentially, right? The resources. They have way more resources than to make it. They have double the time to make it. Here's the thing. They make a Pokemon game. It's great and all. It looks good. People are happy. It sells pretty good. You know, whatever. Let's say it sells the same amount as, let's say it sells 30 million copies, right? 30 million, let's go and like change this, like 30 million copies. Oh geez, this is so hard when I cannot like, let me see. Okay, 30 million. So 30 million times $70 per game, because that's what they're fucking charging now. and they would have made like what, $2.1 billion, okay? So that's amazing. That sounds amazing, right? Until you realize that Pokemon Go makes that money, you know, in a year. Not the entire, but like half of this in a year. Merchandise makes up like 70 to 80% of their actual income. You know, I mean, all this stuff, right? My point is, they would make a lot of money. But here's the reality of it. They could make the same amount every 3 years instead. Shit, they can make 1/3 of this every year by releasing average games or bad games. Because the reality is, Pokemon is never, okay, let's be real here. Pokemon has never been particularly great when it comes to graphical fidelity or you know, evolution in terms of game design or anything, okay? Like, let's be real, right? Like, Pokemon games have always been relatively average, right? The thing is, we like them because we played them. Let's be honest here, okay? Who here started playing Pokemon in their older age versus who started playing Pokemon when they were a kid? Think about that for a second. None of us, I guarantee none of us started playing Pokemon when we were older unless you started playing Pokemon Go. That's the only one you might have started later in life. But nobody here played the mainline Pokemon games when they were old. Everybody started as a kid. When you're a kid, you are dumb. You do not realize what good game design is. You just play what is fun, what you enjoy. You know what's most fun about Pokemon? You were on an adventure. You thought you were Ash. You thought you were out there catching Pokemon. You wanted to get the coolest Pokemon or the cutest Pokemon or the most rare Pokemon, whatever. You wanted to be the best, the biggest, best trainer, whatever, right? So the graphics didn't matter. The reason that we could pick up something like Red and Blue, Ruby Sapphire, Diamond and Pearl, Black and White, the reason we could pick these games up and enjoy them and love them so much still and still consider them some of the best Pokemon games is because we had to do the imagining ourselves. We had to literally imagine ourselves, you know what I mean? Like, we had to imagine ourselves, our experience of that. You had to literally make it up. Like, you know when you read a book? You guys ever read books? And when you read it, you create in your mind how these characters look, right? Like, let's say you're reading a book and you don't actually have... let me find an example real quick. I think I have... Give me a moment. I'll bring something. There we go. There we go. So, I'm currently, sorry, not currently, but I was reading, right, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, right? So, I've been reading this now for a while, and the thing is, what do you call it? Because I read this, like, on the computer for a while, but then I wanted it, like, in physical, so I got it in physical with, like, all the books in one. But basically, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, it's like a side story. It's a side story of Game of Thrones, like an entire side story prequel thing, right? Sort of. The thing is, when I'm reading this, I'm imagining the characters, the two characters in this, I am imagining them, like the main characters, what they look like. In my head, I have to create this idea of what they look like. Do you get time to read? Usually just at night when I'm in bed. But even then now, I haven't had time because recently when we go to sleep, me and my wife, we actually play through Danganronpa. We've been playing Danganronpa 2. We're about to do the final trial almost. But yeah, we've been playing through Danganronpa, so I haven't had time to actually read more. But what do you call it? My point is, like, imagination has infinite graphic quality. Exactly, but no, but that's true. I know you're laughing, you're making an XD face in chat, but no, you're right though. That's the thing. When you play something, okay, listen. I think, and this is something that, like, genuinely I've noticed in my own life as well. Limitation and difficulty breeds creativity, right? When you do not have access to all these things, like when I had to make videos when I was a kid, when I didn't have access to Premiere and Premiere Pro, all these different tools, like even resources like money and whatnot to buy certain things, I had to get creative. I had to think up shit all along the way and sort of be inventive. If you have all the money in the world, it doesn't matter because when you have access to everything, then you don't have to challenge yourself. And when you don't challenge yourself, you will not think creatively because you will just kind of take the easiest path. And the easiest path is not always the best one. Sometimes the difficult path, the challenge is half of the fucking, like, you know, the journey, right? Like, the challenge is what breeds the best results. What is this song? Let's see, wait. Trying to find something to listen to in the background. There we go. Listen to some Suicide Boys. There we go. Either way, my point is, right? My main point is that Pokemon games in the past actually, as a player, as somebody who played the games, you had to sort of imagine everything yourself, right? Because everything was just a bunch of pixels. So you had to sort of do the mental gymnastics in your head of imagining what these journeys look like. To you in your little child brain, meeting the Elite Four was probably like this epic duel of fucking, like, you know, of grandeur and you know, epic proportions, essentially. That is what that journey looked like to you when you played it at that time when you were a kid. Because when we're like young and we're children, we do, like, our brains haven't fully developed, and we also just generally are more creative. Like, remember how, like, when you were a kid, you had far more creativity? Maybe not all of you, but generally, as a kid, you probably had far more creativity. You could create these insane journeys and worlds and stories and stuff. But then when you get older, you have a hard time doing that. Well, that's the same thing we had with these games. Our experiences of them were much grander because when we were a kid, our life was those games. We enjoyed these games. Like, these games were our escape from the day-to-day boringness of going to school and da-da-da-da-da and, you know, that kind of stuff, right? So my main point is just that, like, I disagree personally. I have a poor visual imagination, and Gen 3 is still beautiful. I didn't play Gen 3 till I was in my mid-teens. Okay, but that's the thing, right? You just said it yourself. You played it when you were in your mid-teens, right? Not when you were very young. And that's the whole thing where, like, what I say cannot apply to everyone. That's an impossibility. There's always going to be that one guy who's like, well, actually, I played Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire the first time when I was 36. So, mind you, I was not a little child. Like, so there's always going to be someone, you know what I mean? But the vast majority of people play Pokemon when they were younger. And as such, your experience of those games, it can never be the same. You can never get that same feeling, but Pokemon has pretty much for the longest time relied purely on nostalgia. People want those old memories. Like, honestly, haven't you guys really felt it in general with everything in life? All they ever do is remake the same movies. All they ever do is make sequels. All they ever do is give you the same games over and over again, constantly remade and remastered and whatever else, over and over, okay? Just over and over again, because everyone, they know that you just want to go back. They know that you're, like, mentally, we all want to go back to when we were kids, when we were younger, when we didn't have to worry about taxes, when the world seemed much simpler, much safer, much whatever, doesn't matter, right? Everybody wants to ruffle 50. That's totally fine, Justin. That's totally fine. My main point is just that in terms of them, they want you to go back. And this is not just for our generation or whatever generation you're from. This is for every generation, right? Like, I know my parents, for example, right? They will constantly, like, my mom will constantly yap about how great it was when she was younger, during when she lived in Yugoslavia, you know, before the split up. She'd constantly say, like, oh, it was so much better during communism, and oh, it was so much nicer, it was so much safer, everything was, like, better, the food was better, people were better, you know, you didn't have to lock your door at night because you never had to worry about stuff, you know, like, again, people want to go back to their childhood, right? She says these things while not realizing that, oh yeah, do we forget the fact that people used to get kidnapped for, you know, and sent to a literally fucking, you know, Alcatraz looking ass place because they criticized the government? Like, yeah, let's not talk about that part, Mom. But that's the thing. You're talking as if you reached 50 or 60 years old. What does that mean? What does that mean, dude? I'm not. Now I feel old. Don't feel old, dude. Don't worry about it. Listen, age is just what we all have to, like, you know, face and deal with. We all get older. That's just, like, there's one inevitable thing, right? It doesn't matter how rich you are, how knowledgeable you are, or any of this shit. We're all going to die one day. That's just the sad reality of life. But it's also kind of like, you know, as sad as it is, it's also sort of like a motivator, I would say, to live your life to the fullest and enjoy things and live life as well as you can. So yeah, but either way, that's childhood. We didn't give a fuck. Yeah, but my point is just that, like, even my parents look back at their childhood, even though there was stuff in that childhood which was bad, they see only the good things because they were children, right? Like, you know what I mean? They see only the good things, and that's the same thing with us. We look back at our childhood, perhaps. I can look back at my childhood and be like, you know, like super nostalgic for like, oh, when I was a kid, you know, there was all these stores around. Now every store is closing down. I can never go into town and find, like, you know, I have these great memories, but I push away all the bad stuff, right? Because it all gets covered over by these things that I remember fondly, but kind of push away all the bad stuff. I already told you guys in the past, I saw a dude get hit, like, not hit, literally chopped with an axe, live in 4K right in front of me as a child, when we were playing outside one day, because it was like, I don't know, it was some whole fucking thing. That happened. I've seen a lot of grim little things as a child, which I feel like you shouldn't really see, you know. But I didn't think about that. You know what I was thinking about? Dude, yo, dog, I just got King Kong on PS2, baby. I got Peter Jackson's King Kong on PS2. That shit. That's the shit I want to remember. You know what I mean? So, my point is just that, like, when it comes to games now, Pokemon as a franchise, as opposed to really anything else, Pokemon never had to do much more work than bare minimum, because the audience was always children, and children could fill in the gaps themselves, right? So long as, because Pokemon was a multimedia franchise, not just the video games. The video games were just to introduce new Pokemon, essentially. They were just a factory to create new Pokemon that could then be introduced to the masses through toys and other stuff, right? And Pokemon, you have to remember, is so vast and large now that the games only exist at this point. I mean, they make money, okay? Don't get me wrong. But realistically, they make more money off of all these mobile games than they make from one of these releases of like one big generation. But the big generations do something else though. They're instead of being like there to be games for the sake of games, they're giant advertisements. They're big giant billboards that tell the world, hey, here's new Pokemon. Here's more Pokemon. Look, right? It's just a giant billboard ad, essentially, right? Yo, what up, Suba? How you doing, buddy? You get what I'm saying? Like, more in 20s than children. Now, yeah, exactly. But so, Rashawn, that's kind of a truth, right? Most of the people now that are into Pokemon are our age, right? They're 20 plus, right? Pushing 30 even, right? That's the people now that play, or, you know, even above 30, you know, pushing 40, 50, doesn't really matter. They're older now. The generation of people who started with Pokemon and are now adults and now have money and now can go and buy those things that they couldn't as a child, and they go and buy them to feel that feeling they felt when they were a kid, you know, of opening Pokemon cards or playing through Pokemon Gold, Silver for the first time, or, you know, going to the launch event of Diamond and Pearl or whatever. It doesn't really matter. The main point is that Pokemon never had to do much work in terms of actually making good games, because Pokemon isn't really a video game. Pokemon is a brand. It's just, it's a name at this point, right? It's not a video game franchise. It's just a giant brand akin to something like Coca-Cola or McDonald's. And if you have and the problem is people attach themselves emotionally to Pokemon, whereas they might not attach themselves emotionally to Coca-Cola per se. But the problem, to be fair, people do attach themselves to Coca-Cola and fucking McDonald's as well. Like, I get nostalgic thinking about the old McDonald's, the way it used to look. You guys remember the old McDonald's is? Like how an old McDonald's used to look? It was super colorful. You had the ball pit, which was filled with bacteria. But damn, dude, did I not fucking enjoy like playing in the ball pit when I was a kid? You guys know what I mean? Like, that shit makes you nostalgic. You know, you miss that. But the difference though is that the Pokemon is, because it's such a multitude of things, right? With the sprites and, you know, the old sprites and all that kind of stuff. For the, you know, sorry, I was reading your, sorry. Because Pokemon is a multimedia franchise with so many different things, different people have different things to, like, you know, attach themselves to. And when it comes to the graphics of Pokemon games and all this stuff that people want, the reality of it is the majority don't care. Because the majority of people are not sitting like you and me here about to watch this direct. You know what majority of people are doing right now? They're fucking working. They're sitting at work doing their job. They're, you know, in the office. They're at a construction site. They're in a supermarket, you know, stocking the shelves, or they're, you know, like working in an office, you know, answering emails. My point is, the average person doesn't sit here and give a shit. They might just love Pokemon and pick it up the day it drops. That's how most people function. And a lot of people might not even care about the games. They maybe just like Pokemon. You know how many people I've met that have never fucking played a Pokemon game? Which genuinely shocks me. I'm like, how? But then you have to remember, the highest selling Pokemon game is red, blue, green, yellow, whatever. And those sold 31 million copies. Think about this for a minute, okay? Now, like, think about this for a minute. 31 million copies. Pokemon is the biggest media franchise. But the original game sold 31 million copies? You would expect that to be a larger number, wouldn't you? You'd be thinking like, oh, wouldn't it be 100 million, 200 million? But no, 31 million is what the first original games sold. We have a warped sense of the Pokemon games, right? We have a warped sense about what Pokemon is. Pokemon is a name. It's something that people just know now. It's similarly to knowing McDonald's or knowing Coca-Cola. It's just a known name at this point. And they make majority of their money from everything besides the video games. Of course, the video games make money. Otherwise, they wouldn't make them anymore. They do make money. They do push the needle forward. And I'm pretty sure, I'm telling you, the only reason we're probably still getting the kind of games and as often as we do is probably Game Freak. Because they own still a big 1/3 of the Pokemon brand, right? And they still retain control of that. They still do not give that control away to anyone else. And they probably never will. Because that is their money cash, you know, like cash cow. Okay, it's their cash cow. But also, it's theirs, right? They're not going to give something away that they own. Like, that's just how it is. We is French. Pokemon is catered to kids, and kids love the games. Exactly. So when you criticize it, it doesn't matter. So for them, when people say like Pokemon, oh, they should take a longer time to develop the games. Sure, but to what end? For them, it makes no difference. Okay? Pokemon games have never been these grandiose, massive games. Like, let's be honest. Put any Pokemon game up against really any other JRPG, and Pokemon looks like dog water compared to it. But the problem is, people who love Pokemon, people who played those Pokemon games will disagree because they are emotionally attached to said games. They have an emotional connection to the games, which will make them always defend it. Because when you attack the game, they think you're attacking them. Because they see the game as a part of themselves. You understand? Like, you purely, essentially put yourself into this product. You attach the product to you, who you are. And that's the issue, is that people attach too much these things to themselves. We all know they're shit, but we still like it. That's not necessarily true, though. I do not like the most recent game. I do not like Legends EA. The thing is, if it wasn't for the mere fact that I do YouTube, I wouldn't have played it. Simple as that. Like, I like Pokemon. I love Pokemon. Without Pokemon, I wouldn't be here doing this. This would not be my job if it wasn't for Pokemon. Like, genuinely. I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for this franchise. I am grateful to the Pokemon franchise every day for allowing me to do this as a full-time job. How can I not be? It is literally like, without it, I would genuinely be screwed. I would have nothing, okay, without Pokemon. So I'm grateful. But at the same time, I've gotten to that point now where, like, I want to have fun in games more than, like, I want to be critical of games. And if a game just isn't fun, I don't want to play it. And I'll be honest, ZA wasn't fun. I think it was just a unfun game. You know what I actually did enjoy going and playing? I actually went and played a Pokemon. Yo! Thank you so much! Wizard Light, yo, thank you so much! Thank you so much. Thank you. Why doesn't the Pokemon Company do something like Dragon Quest and offer a GBA or DS mode and a new gen graphics mode? They could please both sides of the graphics divide. FYI, I missed your T-Rex suit. Wait, T-Rex suit? Dude, I haven't had that since 2019, I want to say, dude.
It's been like 2019, 2020. It's been 6 years, dog. It's been a long time since that suit was available to me. Koi sam zanana. Ponos no kajem. Dasam bosanats. Sorry. I'm listening to some music in the background. But yo, Wizardly, thank you so much for the 10. And in terms of that, here's the thing. Why? Why would they? That's the thing you have to remember. Why would they? They don't have to. That's the thing. They don't have to. Like, Pokemon games had to go to 3D at some point because the graphic style of pixel art was sort of getting, you know, to the point where like it was less likely to sell as well. And I think that was very noticeable with Gen 5 and stuff, with the performance of those games. And it's not to say that the graphics necessarily cause those games to sell bad, but you cannot deny the fact that people, like people's tastes and interests change, okay? I'll tell you right now, you know how hard it is to get my siblings to give a shit about like Pokemon? Like I have five. I have 4 younger siblings, okay? They're all younger than me because I'm the oldest. Here's the thing. My 2 youngest siblings, the ones that are closest to me in age, the 2 of them, so my sister, Aida, and my brother, Adu, the 2 of them, they played Pokemon. They played it because we all grew up together. We all got a Nintendo DS, right? All of us got one. That was like the gift we all got for the end of the year, because like my brother's birthday was like in March, but we never celebrated. We always waited till the end of the year, and then we celebrated all of us together because my sister and me, we literally are both born in December, one day between each other. So hers birthday is on the 13th, mine's on the 14th of December. But I remember we all got it and we played it. But then now, when I try to convince my little brothers to try to play Pokemon, they don't want to. They're like, it's just boring. This is not fun. Because they don't have an attachment to it. They didn't grow up watching the cartoons. They didn't grow up, buying the toys and opening the cards and stuff. They didn't do any of that. So they don't have any attachment to it. And when I show them those games, they're like, nah, I'd rather go and play Fortnite. I'd rather go and play Roblox. I'd rather go and play these things. Because like the tastes of what the younger generation are into now have changed. Sure, you can convince some of them to get into it through the means of, more modern lenses and stuff. But like expecting the younger generation to want to be interested in those kinds of games is really hard. You'd have to really try to sell them. You'd have to do something grandiose where everybody wants to play it and give it a try. Because the thing that it motivates a lot of people to try something is if their friends are playing it. If somebody tells them this is cool, right? So if I try to tell my siblings, try this out, they're not going to care because they don't want to hear my opinion. But if their friend tells them, oh, this shit is, you try this new Pokemon game, then they might be like, oh yeah, now I want this too because my friend plays it. You know what I mean? That's why they're releasing Pokopia, whatever that slop is. Pokopia is just another spin-off game. They've done a lot of spin-off games throughout the years, just testing the water, seeing what can and can't work. To me, Pokopia just looks like a kind of Animal Crossing hybrid or whatever. You know what I mean? Like to try to appeal. But the thing is, they did try to do a pixel-styled-ish game. You guys remember Pokemon Quest? You guys remember Pokemon Quest? That didn't do particularly well. Didn't sell particularly well. So much so that they basically canceled it and moved the entire thingy over to China instead, which is where they shut that version down too as well, by the way. Like, my point is, Quest was a flop. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, listen. Pokemon nowadays purely survives off of nostalgia. People's memories. They have no reason to try harder than they do because they're guaranteed a set amount of sales just purely based on the existing audience that they have. They don't have to try harder. I think they should. I agree that they should. But the end-all be-all is that they don't have to. They can spend less money on development, less money on promotion, do basically zero extra work, and always make the same amount of money, okay? Look at, like, Legends EA, okay? I'll be honest. I think Legends EA is absolute dog water, okay? I think it's absolute dog water. But if I pull up a calculator real quick over here, it still sold 12.3 million copies, okay? So 12,300,000 copies. That is insane. But here's the thing. 12.3 million copies for around $70, right? They made almost $1 billion off of that game. You know how much they spent to make it? $20 million.
So if you take away for taxes and all that kind of stuff, right? Like reduce for, remove taxes, they could have easily made $500 million. $500 million, give or take, after taxes and all the other stuff. $500 million from a $20 million investment. Do you understand the fucking percentage revenue on that shit? Like the net that they get at the end? It is insane. So why would they spend more? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Like what they do is incremental, very small incremental upgrades, very, very minimal, because they don't have to do more. That's the reality of it. Is if you do, you know what it is? Let me tell you like this. Let me actually tell you exactly why they will never do a massive Pokemon game, like on the scale of something like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom or Elden Ring or something. The reason you're never going to get that is because if they do, you will expect that every time. And then they have to deliver more and more and bigger every time. If they always give you the bare minimum, you will never know what it truly feels to have the real deal. Get what I mean? They never have to, because if they do give you the actual wow Pokemon experience, then you'd be like, well, this is what I'm expecting this and better now from now on. And then the next game comes out and we're back to being the old Pokemon games. People would fucking be uproar. How could you do this? How could we go from absolute cinema to absolute trash? You know what I mean? My point is, by giving you average experiences, average games, they never have to give you ever have to give you anything better or the same. If they always give you average, you will always get average. If they always give you a bad game, they're always going to keep giving you a bad game, because if they do more, that's a problem, because now they've shown that they can do more. So if they do less next time, you'll be like, well, hello, I just played this game. Why is this so much worse? I'm not going to buy this because this isn't as good as the last one. Like, think about that. Just think about that. They're going to always give you less, because if they give you more, you will expect even more, okay? This is the same principle with rich people. Think about this, okay? You make $1 million. Oh my God, I made $1 million. That's amazing. Woo! Woohoo! Let's go, baby. I made $1 million. Woo! That's awesome. But you know what would be nice? $5 million. Oh, I made $5 million, baby. Oh, that's awesome. I made $5 million, baby. But you know what would be nice? $10 million. Oh, I made $10 million, baby. Oh, but you know what would be nice? 100 million. You get the point? It's never enough. And that goes for everyone. That goes for millionaires. That goes for consumers. That goes for everyone. It is never enough. It always needs to be more, right? It always needs to be more. This goes for everyone. This goes for rich people who just can never have enough money. They want more. And this goes for game developers who, you get what I mean? Like, the needle is always pushed forward. And the problem is, the more you push it, eventually it's going to fucking break. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Like, think about this. And this is like something I always tell my girlfriend, because whenever we talk, she'll bring up like these rich people and blah, blah, blah. She'll be like, yeah, like, and I always tell her, you have to understand, the reason rich people keep trying to be rich is so they can live that lifestyle, right? If they suddenly were making 100 million less every year, then, they cannot afford to spend 100 million on the things they were spending the year prior. They need to keep making more money so that the number go up, because the number going up is the only way they can retain what they have and get more than what they already have, even though they have everything. So gaining more is the only way. And it's the same thing kind of functions similarly when it comes to, people's expectations. They could give you an amazing game and you'd like it, you'd enjoy it, you love it. But then you want more and more and more. A good example, Elden Ring. Elden Ring was apparently a great game. I haven't played it yet. It is on my to-do list of games I need to finish, which I'm doing for Blue Lad. Elden Ring comes out. People love it. People are, oh my God, it's amazing, right? People beat it over and over again, play through it a million times. Now they want another Elden Ring. So what do? They make Elden Ring Night Rain, and people are pissed off because, well, this is not Elden Ring 2. Well, it's not meant to be Elden Ring 2. It's not meant to be that. It's meant to just be a little slice of, you know, something different. It's not meant to be Elden Ring, but people want Elden Ring. Like now, they've had Elden Ring, so now they need Elden Ring 2, which is the Electric Boogaloo. Bigger, larger, more. Everything needs to be more. More and more and more and more and more. Larger, bigger, better, stronger, bigger enemies, bigger bosses, more boss fights, harder boss fights, more variety, more to explore, more to do. You get what I mean? That's the same thing here. If they give you all you ever asked for, you will still ask them for more at the end of the day. Unironically, BDSP levels of effort. But that's the thing. It wasn't meant. Night Rain wasn't meant to be. Actually, I have Night Rain, by the way. It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. And I haven't played it. I have it specifically because I was like, I got to do a video of this at some point. But where was I at? The thing is, right? It doesn't have to be. The problem is that people's expectations are here now, right? So if they give you anything down here, people lose their fucking shit. So Pokemon always stays down here. Because if you stay down here, you never have to ever think about the idea of having to go from up here to down here. People can never tell you, oh, I had this and this and this over here. Why is it not there anymore? Because if you really think about it, if you really go play the old Pokemon games, you can compare them to the modern games, sure. But the thing is, you also really can't. Sure, the fundamentals are the same. Like, fundamentally, the Pokemon has always stayed the same. And that's the reason Pokemon will always sell good, because fundamentally, the overarching gameplay of a Pokemon game has never changed. The general formula of Pokemon has never actually switched or changed or become anything different than what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it always stays the same. And because it always stays the same, they never have to go through the efforts of actually trying to make it better, different, etc. It always stays the same. And all you get is incremental changes, small little tests. Like, that's why I always say Pokemon does this thing of like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. They introduce something really cool, but then they remove like half the shit you really liked in the last game. And that's exactly this kind of thing they do, specifically because then it's like, oh, if we introduce something really cool that people like, and we deliver it, we have to deliver it every time now, that's going to take more time, more money, more development, more everything. So what did they do? They delete that thing completely and do something completely different. Think about it. Following Pokemon, originally technically introduced in Yellow, because you could have Pikachu follow you, right? But realistically, I would say Heart Gold, Soul Silver is when you truly got to see like following Pokemon in like their prime, I would say. They introduced that there, and then it's never seen again. You know, essentially, up until like what? Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, I guess, is when you saw it again. Why is that? Because, oh shit, we gave them that in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and they loved it. But now we're expected to put this every time. Well, shit, that's extra work. Now if we make Gen 5 and we have to make brand new like sprites, that means we gotta have to make a sprite for every single Pokemon. And at that point, we had like what, 500 Pokemon maybe? So imagine then they're like, fuck. Oh, shit. So we have to make the back sprite, the front sprite, and an overworld sprite, and make the overworld sprites like able to follow everyone. You know what I mean? Shit. That's more work. And sometimes they do the work, but then they just decide, fuck it, we're not going to actually implement it, which is really weird. There's a lot of examples of them actually being able to do it, but then they just don't do it, which is really odd. And I cannot say why they do that. I don't know them. I've never spoken to developers. I cannot answer that. Never do anything good or create anything good. But that's the thing, Henry. I'm not telling you that is what you should do. I'm telling you that is what these companies do, because that's just business, baby. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that that's what you should do. I completely disagree with the idea and notion of doing things that way. But what I'm saying is that by doing that way, you spend less money and make more money. And at the end of the day, for a company, that's all that matters. Can you make the line go up? Because line needs to go up. The only existence that is true is that line needs to go up. That's the only thing that matters. A line must go up. That's the only thing that matters to companies. Nothing else. They do not care about their employees. They do not care about you as a consumer. They do not care about what they're making as long as the line goes up. That's the only thing that matters. We don't like it rather than making peace with it, you know? Henry, what the fuck am I going to do? They're not going to... You do realize, okay, again, I already spoke about this earlier. Here's the reality of it, dude. Majority of people don't give a shit, okay? Let me put it like this. Let's take Janice. Now, Janice, she loves Pokemon, okay? Janice is let's say, an office worker at a construction company, right? Her day consists of constantly having to make calls with a bunch of companies, you know, dealing with invoices, etc., etc., etc. It's the end of the month. She's really stressed. She has to get a lot of work done. Janice is tired, but she loves Pokemon. She knows when she gets home, she's going to go and pick up the latest Pokemon game, sit down and play it. As she does that, and guess what? Janice is playing it. Oh, awesome. She gets to catch her favorite Pokemon. I don't fucking know. I don't know if Jigglypuff's even in the game. Let's say she catches the Jigglypuff because she really loves Jigglypuff. Doesn't matter. And she's enjoying it. She's having fun. Do you think Janice gives a fuck about the graphics in the game? Do you think Janice gives a fuck about it? No. No. Janice just thinks Pokemon are cute. She loves to catch them. She thinks the story is cute in the game. She likes the characters because they look cute. And that's it. That's what matters to Janice. She does not give a fuck. She's not sitting on Twitter because she's got a real life. She's got things to do. She's not sitting and watching streams of some fucking stupid-ass looking Bosnian man with a fucking Pokemon hoodie on. No, she's living her life. She's just doing her thing. And you know what Janice is going to do? Janice is going to play ZA. She's going to love it. She's going to see a Pokemon that she hasn't really used before that she's going to completely fall in love with. She'll be like, oh my God. She sees a Litleo because she never played X and Y. She sees a Litleo and now she loves Litleos. You know what Janice does? She goes on the internet and she finds, oh my God, a Litleo plushie. It's $35. Janice thinks to herself, it's still only $35. That's fine. I really think it's cute. So she orders a Litleo plushie. They just made $100 off of Janice. She bought the game and she bought a plushie. My point is, that's majority of people. Majority of people are not sitting like you and me. If everybody who played Pokemon was sitting here with like you and me, like you and me watching these streams, I wouldn't have 124 viewers. I would have 100,000 viewers right now, right? But I don't. The point is, majority of people are not sitting and talking and complaining and blah, 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 blah. People just get things they want to get, play them, enjoy them, hate them, doesn't matter. They're not sitting and thinking about it actively because they have other shit to think about. You know what Janice has to think about? Shit, I got to make sure I get the invoices sent in because we have invoices that came in from a bunch of equipment that we purchased, yada, yada, yada. That's what Janice is thinking about. You know what Pokemon is to her? It's not a moment to be critical and blah, blah, blah. It's to relax. She's just there to play the fucking game and have fun with it. She's not thinking about the development costs and the graphical fit. She doesn't give a shit. She just wants to play a game that reminds her of her childhood. That's all she's going to do. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, this is what I mean. Majority of people do not care. We are but a fucking speck. Us in here and pretty much anybody who like consumes this side of Pokemon. We are a percentage, a speck. Even the highest viewed Pokemon creator on YouTube, right? The highest, most viewed ones, still only scratch a percentage of the Pokemon fan base, okay? Sure, we will all run across it once in a while. Even those of us who are not invested in Pokemon or really in online stuff, everybody's going to run across it at some point. But the thing is, what do you call it? Everybody's going to run across it at some point, but the people who are invested in it this way, like us, who are here bitching and complaining about it, we are in the very, 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 very small minority, okay? We're the very small minority. The only thing that would shift the minds of everyone else is if universally there was some sort of thing that happened with Pokemon that would cause most people to quit it. But the thing is, that's never going to happen. You know what I mean? Shit, if something like I'm not going to say it, but because whatever. But like if, let's say the creators of Pokemon did something egregious, maybe. But even then, people forget and move on and buy next product, you know? That's my main point, is that most of the audience who actually, what do you call it? The most of the people who play the Pokemon games aren't really the same people that are going to be bitching and complaining about it. So when they see people bitching, they don't even pay attention to it. You know who they pay attention to? That fucking line, baby, because that line keeps going up. They keep making money, you know? Like, think about it. Everybody was complaining. Everybody on the chat on Twitch or whatever, you know, was complaining. Oh, the price of Nintendo games. And I agree. I think the price is egregious, right? I'm telling you right now, I never buy games at full price unless it's for work. If I have to buy it for a video, then I have to buy it. I cannot avoid that. But if I'm buying a game for myself, I would never buy a game at full price. I do not do that, okay? I do not do that. Same thing. I'm excited for the new Danganronpa that's coming out. Danganronpa 2x2. I'm excited for that. I cannot wait to buy it, but I'm going to wait a bit until the price goes down because I am not paying the most likely. I mean, let me see. What is the price going to be on that shit? Hold up. Let me go on Steam real quick. Danganronpa 2x2. They haven't put the price up yet. Interesting. What? I didn't realize the game's going to look graphically like this. Interesting. Huh. Damn, the game looks good. Putting it on my wish list. It's like a remake. It's like a remake of the second game. Interesting. Either way, my point is, I'm never gonna personally go and buy that shit right away at 70. For me personally. But a lot of people will. A lot of people did for Legends EA. And that's just how it is. You cannot change that. Some people are just like that, you know? Damn, I didn't know you were a Danganronpa enjoyer. Pretty cool. Cheers, boss. Dude, I'm playing through Danganronpa 2 right now with my wife. She loves the game too. We've been, like, literally when we go to bed, I'll just lay down on the Legion Go and she'll like snuggle up next to me. I'll just be playing and watch. Like, I'll be playing, she'll be watching, and you know, I'll be doing the voices for the characters. Like, I'll be doing like the Monokuma I'll be doing like a Monokuma voice, like, I'm Monokuma. Like, or like for Monomi, like, no, what do you, no, like, no, we are, wait, I am your teacher. I will protect you all. Like, I'll be doing the fucking, like, the voices and shit. Like, what do you call it? Like, I disagree. Like, I disagree. And like, whatever. I'll be doing the voiceovers while while we're playing it through it together. So yeah, I fucking like, you know, like, I love the game. It's great. What do you think about the grass bat starter theory? I don't have any thoughts on it. I'll be real with you. I have no, I don't know the theory. Don't know it. Don't really have much to say on it, to be honest with you, Christopher. Don't know too much about it. Be a cool parent when you have kids. I hope so. Hope so. I've already like thought to myself, like, first thing I'm doing when I have a kid is like, okay, kiddo, we're gonna play through every single game from my childhood. And Bebe's gonna be like, I'll be like, yeah. You're like, yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. Don't worry. Cannot wait to have kids because I'm gonna fucking like raise them to just be happy, enjoy life. And the one thing I do not want my kids to feel is stress. I do not want them to ever feel stress because I feel stressed all the time, too much, to the point that like sometimes I just like something, you know, that feeling when you just do not want to exist for a bit. You just want to sort of like float in a void and just not be around. That's the kind of vibe that like stress gives me. It's infuriating. So I just want to make sure if I have my own kids that they are raised with like a feeling of full freedom and not having to stress about things in life. That's my only goal. I'm having fun babysitting my brother's kids. Fair enough, man. You would want the new Pokemon game. Papa RuffledRowlit. Wait, the only Nintendo game I like is Pokemon. So I only spend 70 every other year. That's fine. There's people like yourself, right? People who only buy one type of game. There's people that like, you know, they would consider themselves gamers, but the only games they buy is like NBA 2K. You know what I mean? Or people who think they're like, you know, they're like hardcore into gaming, but the only genre they play are FPS games and stuff like that. Point is, everybody's somewhat different. We're all the same, but also not at the same time. You know what I mean? We all can like similar things or have similar experiences, but at the end of the day, nobody's experience is 100% the same. And nobody's like enjoyment of things is always going to be the same. And as such, these games at the end of the day, they are just, if you think about it, like an escape. That's what they are. Literally. They're just an escape from the day-to-day mundaneness. We all want to be a Pokemon trainer becoming the champion, right? We all want to be the main character of our story, you know? If they want to do YouTube, what would you tell them is, wait, it's not worth it? I would definitely discourage them from doing YouTube, unless they really want to. If they wanted to be content creator, well, YouTubers, or I would say this, I would encourage them to pursue whatever makes them feel complete and happy. If that is to become a doctor to help and save other people, I'm happy about that. If it is to work in government, that they can go do that. If they want to just fucking work at a supermarket, then so be it. That's what they want. That's what they can go and do. If they want to pursue the arts in some way, shape, or form, if they want to write books or, you know, draw or whatever else, whatever makes them happy, whatever makes them feel at the end of the day like they are doing what makes them feel complete in life, then so be it. That's what I want them to do. Of course, I will advise them and tell them like, yeah, listen, like, you know, the reality is I'll try to help you as much as I can because bills need to be paid. You still have to pay to live. That's the reality of it. And unfortunately, sometimes art doesn't pay for it. But if it makes you happy, then pursue it to its fullest extent, and I'll support you as much as I can for you to get there with what I can. Like, I will support you as much as I can for you to reach that, you know? How much time left for a direct? Good fucking question. About 1 hour or so. Slap in a box of boring cereal box. What the fuck? Are you trying to say like, yep, gotta live on those, gotta live on some goddamn off-brand, what do you call it? Off-brand cereal, buddy. I got a job at Rusta. Oh, hey, congratulations. Psychoth, welcome to the stream, by the way, and congratulations getting the job. Let's see. What if they want to work for... Yeah, I don't know. Listen, dude, I'm not going to comment on that because I don't live in the US. Nothing to do with me. Unrelated, but how much I got a comment for a Black Myth Wukong video on Blue Lad. I'd love to see one of my favorite YouTubers cover one of my favorite games. Oh, dude, I started playing Black Myth Wukong and I was enjoying it, but what always happens with me is when I start a game and if it's not like what my next video is about, I always forget to complete it or continue playing it. I only play like for about an hour or so, and I really enjoyed the gameplay, but the only fear I have is I do not know if people would care for a video about that game. That is my fear. I don't know how many people would give a shit. The game is popular, but I've noticed videos about it aren't popular, you know? And I enjoy the game from a gameplay perspective, but I worry a little bit how I would go about making a video that's an interesting journey. Because my thing with Blue Lad videos now, because I do want to do something probably at the end of this year, depending on how things go. Like, I've said it like this, right? My goal for this year with Blue Lad is 100,000 subs. If I cannot hit 100,000, I think I'm quitting Blue Lad. And I have some goals for RuffledRowlit. I won't tell them here what those goals are, but like, I have certain like goals, and if I don't hit them, I'm probably just gonna, honestly, I'm not even kidding when I say this, I'm probably just gonna go get a job at McDonald's, because let's be honest, I don't have much of another education. I have, what, a high school degree is what I have. I didn't go to college or anything like that, so probably just gonna work on like the local Mackey's or just work at, I don't know, what else is there, like a supermarket, I guess. It's gonna be my work. But if things go as planned, if I hit my goals, if I do hit my goals, if I do achieve them this year, then I do really want to start a channel alongside Blue Lad, like a kind of a secondary channel where I can make videos that are not as large scale, because the thing with Blue Lad videos is they are very time consuming. I burn myself out completely making those videos. You know what I mean? You can do quite a lot with your content knowledge. Not really, dude. I'll be honest with you, man. What do I know realistically? You got to think about this. I have very little life experience outside of YouTube. I do not know how to do anything else besides this. And all I know is to make very bad videos, realistically. Blue Lad is the closest thing I can say to a good video, but realistically, if you really think about it, even those videos aren't that good compared to most people out there. You know what I mean? Like, people don't really need somebody with my quote-unquote knowledge, because I don't really have much knowledge. I'm just a guy who talks about Pokemon for a living and then does other stuff that he thinks is good on another channel, but that in reality maybe isn't as good as he thinks, because if it was good enough, then he wouldn't be making Pokemon videos. He's like the Pokemon company. Yeah, empty. I'm a shell. Long time no chat, Ruffled. Happy to see you are still around. Keep going. Great at what you do. Makes me smile whenever I click on a stream of yours. Went by Ashy but a few years ago. Well, welcome back, Ashy. Nice to see you now as Okami. Welcome, welcome. And thank you for returning. When will you make a Water Starters Slay video from yesterday? I personally think Slay means Water Ghost. Dude, I really think he just meant slays as in like Yas Queen. Oh my God, Slay Queen. I'm pretty sure that's what he meant. I don't think he meant anything else. 30K to 100K in a year is a lot. I'll support, obviously, but you'd have to get bangers back to back to back. Well, that's the point. That's the goal. That's the point. That's the goal. My issue is I am having a hard time with... I had this issue... What do you call it? I have this issue, very big issue, with this conflict internally with myself that also comes out externally in my content a lot, is this conflict between what I want to do, what I think will do good, what actually does good, and essentially these three things constantly conflict with each other. And I do have, yes, I do deal with some imposter syndrome for sure. But my problem is that a part of me does this thing where I think to myself, oh, this will do good, but this over here is what I'm having fun with. And then those two things conflict with each other, because a part of me, like, okay, so the Dark Souls 1 video I made and my Fear and Hunger 1 video, those two videos are the best videos I've ever made, okay? I know my Dark Souls 2, my Fear and Hunger 2 video is the better performing one. It's my best performing video on Blue Lad. However, Fear and Hunger 1 and Dark Souls 1, those two were created purely because I wanted to play those two games. I was in the mood to try Fear and Hunger. I just wanted to give it a shot. I don't know why. Just like, fuck it, I'm curious about this game. Try it, and instantly I was like hooked. I was like, holy shit, this is actually like so interesting. And I wanted to keep playing. So I kept playing. Dark Souls 1, same thing. I was like, fuck, man. Like I was like, oh, I could play another horror game or something. I was like, but I feel like I really want to play Dark Souls. Like, I want to try Dark Souls. I've always wanted to try Dark Souls, but I never have. Why have I never done it? And so I played it, and I was like, this is amazing. I fucking love this game. I beat it, and then I made the best video I've ever made out of that. But then after that, I wanted to play more Dark Souls, but I didn't enjoy Dark Souls 2. But now I felt this feeling of like, oh, this is going to do good, so I have to do it, right? I have to do it because it's going to do good. It's going to get views, because the first video got views, and I loved making that one. So this one's got to get views too, right? Because, you know. And the problem is, I have this constant conflict of what's going to do good, and also I have this constant thing of like, I'm doing something, and then I see somebody else doing better, and then I think to myself, oh, okay, I'm doing something wrong then. Because if they're doing better, then clearly I'm not doing something right. If they can get, 1 million views on their video, but I only get 20,000 views on my video, then I'm doing something wrong. So I look at other people too much all the time, and I constantly try to do, I'm the kind of person who wants to do too many things all at once. I'll be honest with you. I want to make my Pokemon videos about leaks and news and stuff, but I also want to make Easter eggs and secrets and facts videos about Pokemon, but I also want to make 100 days and challenge videos on RuffledRowlit Plays on Pokemon too. I also want to make cinematic journeys in different video games of my experience in them with, you know, epic editing and cinematic shots and green screen inserts and that kind of stuff. But I also want to make simple, easy videos about retro games that I really enjoy or really want to try and really want to, you know, check out. But I also want to make reviews on games. But I also want to write a book. But I also want to, you understand what I'm saying? I am the kind of person where there's too many things I wish to do. But then because I want to do so many things, I end up getting nothing done. Like I end up doing nothing. I get nothing done. I get nothing sorted. And that is very, very frustrating. It's very, very demoralizing because I end up crashing the fuck out after a while. Because I want to do too many things. And I can never accept the fact that I can't do all those things. You guys do realize, right? I have had a grand total of, actually, I'm going to count it for you. And I'm only going to count the accounts that I can see because I do have more accounts and emails that I don't have access to anymore. But I'm going to count to you how many video channels I've created in the past based again on what I can see in front of me, okay? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Let me see, 26... 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. 34 channels, not counting emails that I'm not logged into. You know what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I quite literally have tried everything. I have tried a music channel. I've tried a World of Warcraft channel, a League of Legends channel, a tutorial channel, a guides channel. Doesn't matter. My point is, what do you call it? Ignore the people that advise ADD. Dude, I'm not going to take... Listen, brother, I'm the kind of person... You have to understand me personally. I'm the kind of individual... I don't even want to fucking take a headache tablet, like a, what do you call it, painkiller, when I have a bit of a headache or a massive headache or whatever. I don't even take that then. You know the only times I fucking take any kind of medication at all, outside of when I had to take medication when I was younger for a head trauma injury... The only time I take it is when I'm genuinely in a lot of pain. Like the other day, you guys can't see it, but here on my eye, like you literally can't see because it's literally under here, but I have a giant gash under my eyebrow. There's a massive you know, like a big gash, a cut that's under my eye here. You guys can't see it because it literally, I feel the bump still, but I have a giant gash there that I got when I was putting this new monitor in place. The arm that holds the monitor, which is like, it's really heavy, but I let it go and it smashed me and it cut my eye up. And that was the first time in a while that I'd taken a painkiller because I was about to basically pass out because the pain caught me off guard and the blood was everywhere. I actually had blood. I think I tweeted about this. I think I tweeted about it. Let me see. Yeah, that I didn't notice it. I had bled so much that I hadn't even noticed that I had completely, like, there was so much blood that came out. I didn't notice it, that when I went to the door to open it, I didn't realize I had actually, like, smeared it all over the door. Because it smashed me so fucking hard in the fucking face. Do I actually have, I don't know if I posted a picture of my fucking face. But yeah, I had smashed up my fucking, my little face got all smashed up. And I didn't realize that I'd done that. My point is that I don't take painkillers because I don't like taking any form of, like, you know, I don't like taking any form of medication unless I have to. I really mean have to, right? And when I say have to, I really mean have to, aka I have to take it or else me in trouble. You understand? Only time. I hate going to hospitals. So if I go to a hospital, just understand it is purely because I genuinely think I have to. Like I hit up the hospital the other day because I thought there was an issue with my blind appendix. Sorry, I was thinking about the Bosnian, the Swedish word for it, blindtarm. But my appendix, I thought it was something wrong with it because I was in so much pain down there. And actually, I still have pain down there. But it turns out it's purely from stress. It's stress, my friends. I always feel like you're really into something, but after 1 to 2 weeks, you just disappear. I think you don't have a clear vision on what you want to do. Exactly. Glenn, you're 100% true. That is my problem. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know. I do not know. You've essentially perfectly encapsulated exactly my problem, which is me. The thing is, I never blame any of these issues on anyone else. It's all purely on me. You know what I mean? Like, it's all 100% on moi. I am the one who is the problem of my own, I am the creator of my own, turmoil and my own stress and my own troubles. I am the reason Gen 10 rumors are stressful as fuck, so it's nothing to do with Gen 10 rumors. It's nothing to do with really any of it. It's a mix of a lot of things. It's this desire to do a bunch of things because I want to do a lot of things. Is this desire to be more like, how do I say this? It's this desire to do as much as I can because life is so short. And is this desire to be someone. I always feel like I'm... Nah, dude. Therapy is super fucking expensive, by the way. And I am the furthest thing from being able to afford such a thing. Like, I'll tell you, like, this is why I'm telling you, like, I need to maybe get, like, a job at McDonald's or something, which, again, there's nothing wrong with that. A job is a job. But it's like, I only say McDonald's because it's literally the closest thing to me. But I can show you what I mean, if my fucking YouTube can load. This right there, you guys can see my earnings. Let me put this on January, for example. This is when people say, like, oh, you know, YouTubers make a bunch of money. This is what I made in January. I made $870, right? That's what I made in January. In December, I made $1,390. In, what was that? November, 1,900. In October, I made 4,000, which was nice. That was Legend ZA release, by the way. So that was all thanks to all those guide videos and stuff, which actually I think half of this money was actually not even from the guides. I think it was actually from like this video. Yeah, this video was like 1/4 of those earnings was from this one video. And the thing is, I love making these videos. Oh yeah, shit, you guys cannot even see this, can you? This video, Secrets and Easter Eggs. Secrets and Easter Eggs video. And the thing is, I love making these videos. These are so much more fun to make and so much more enjoyable. And I feel, the thing is, I feel prouder of doing them. But the reality of it is that those videos are also very fickle because they could easily be a week or two's worth of work that then fail, you know? And then I'm like, oh, I spent 2 weeks making something and it failed. Whereas making rumor videos is easy. But then also, even if I quit doing rumor videos, there's always a part of me that's like, oh man, I want to make a rumor video. I want to talk about the most recent news. Because a part of me still, this is the fucked up thing with me, right? I have had opportunities where I could easily make more money, but I still choose the fucking hard route. I always choose the difficult fucking path. I always choose the thing that's going to make it harder for myself, which is so fucking stupid. I choose the thing that hurts me in the long run for my short-term happiness or gain. You know? A little slop content nowadays, unfortunately. Least effort, maximum gain. Yeah, that's true, dude. But the thing is, I can show you, okay. So that's what I make on this channel, right? And keep in mind, I only have 3 channels that are monetized. The other channel is Blue Lad, which is where I make my high effort, high quality videos, compared, you know what I mean? Hits B to cancel evolving. Basically, dude. No, genuinely, it's not even a wrong way to put it. I do sort of hamper my own progress all the time. I am my worst enemy, okay? It's not other creators that are my competition. My competition is me and my own psyche. That is my biggest obstacle, is overcoming myself. That is my genuine biggest obstacle. But to show you just in general what I mean, this is what that other channel makes every month, right? So you can see what the earnings look like on there. Not anything particularly amazing, but still, it's a nice little extra thing. But the thing is, it used to be extra, but now I need this money from this other channel, otherwise I cannot survive. Now I need both these channels, which is why if any of these channels, if either of these two do bad now, I have to give up. I have to give up. That's just the reality of it. So, like I said, your boy has a few things, a few goals, and a few things I had to achieve. A specific set of goals that I have to reach. Oh, another thing, by the way, as well, is I'm actively losing subscribers. Like, if you look at my 365 days, right? If you look at this, you'll notice I have flatlined in terms of growth. I haven't gained any subs in over... Wow, what is it now? Like, I haven't gained any proper subs in over, like, almost 2 months at all. You know what I mean? I can live off of that in Belgium. What the fuck? How do I live off of it? Well, I have my wife. So the little bit of money that I do have, I pay for, what is it? Any and all food we buy and anything like, what do you call it? Internet bill and that kind of stuff, you know, things of that nature. I pay for. Plus, I do have some money in savings if I ever, like, you know, in case of emergency, so to say. Because, see, every prior year, I was able to survive because I had, because everyone watched TCG content, not gaming. That's nothing to do with it. It's nothing to do with it. It's nothing to do with any of that. W supported wifey. Yeah, no, like, the thing is, without her, I wouldn't be able to do this here in this country. If I was still living with my family in Sweden, I would be fine because I would have way less on my mind in terms of, what do you call it? Well, actually, no, I wouldn't have because something happened. I spoke a bit about this with a few friends because it was stressing me the fuck out. So if you guys do not know, I love my family. I'm very close to my family. I love my parents. I love all my siblings. I am very close to my family. I love them with all my heart. And I'm the kind of person where people say it, but I mean it when I say it. If I could give my life to extend their lives for another 100 years each, I would fucking do it. Like, I would in a heartbeat just sacrifice myself for them to live longer, happier, and whatever lives because I love them. And, like, they matter to me more than anything. And included in that is also my wife, you know, because she's also my family. But the thing is, recently, I feel like everything is kind of crashing and burning in every sense. My mom keeps trying to get a job over and over again, but they never want to give her full-time employment. So she's constantly being shuffled from place to place on temporary, like, contracts. And half the time they give her work, half the time they don't give her work. So she's always stressed about that. My dad, after 20 years in working in the same company, is about to lose his job because everybody just is getting fired at the end of this year. They're moving the company over 30 minutes away and firing everyone. What do you call it? So my dad, and they told my dad when he asked if he could be moved to the other facility instead, they said, you haven't worked here for long enough. Mind you, he'd worked there for 20 years. And they said he can't, that's impossible. My mom, when she was working at H&M's like facility where they pack the different clothes and stuff, she was hit by a truck, like one of those truck thingies. So that stressed me out the last month or so. Like, that's been stressing me the fuck out because she says her head hurts and that scares me because I know how fickle our heads are because I had a head injury when I was really young and that caused me years of, like, just stress and hospital visits. My sister has a full education, full college degree and everything, but it doesn't matter. She keeps trying to get a job, but she's just never, like, she can't get anything. And she's going through a bunch of stress, and I'm scared for her health because she's constantly in and out of the hospital lately because she is just consistently stressed out about things. Adu is doing fine, though even he is also constantly under pressure because he's now, because my dad, at the end of the year, only my brother is going to be the one with a full-time job at that point because everybody else is being shuffled around because nobody in Sweden wants to give them a full-time job. No matter how much experience they had or any of that, it doesn't matter. No matter if it's my mom or dad who are older or my sister who is young and she's younger than me, right, by 2 years. It doesn't matter. Just nobody is given any chance at all. It is genuinely just shit. That's the best way I can put it. It's just shit, man. It's literally just shit. So my thing is, I had all these plans going into this year originally. Like, going into this year, I had all these plans about, like, I want to get this done. I want to do this and this and this and this and all these things, right? and I wanted to focus in hard on specific stuff on YouTube and everything. And then I hear all these things, and my family matters to me. Like, let me tell you like this. My only goal in life, like, I don't care if I have a mansion. I don't care if I have a fancy car or any of these things. That doesn't really matter to me. The things that I spend on myself, you know what I spend on? I spend on things that will just make it easier for me to do YouTube, okay? I spend it on AliExpress fucking foam pads that look green on the ground so I can do green screen stuff, you know what I mean? That's where my money goes. It's always back into YouTube because that's what I enjoy doing. As much as YouTube is my job, I also love being a content creator, a YouTuber. Not because of the modern way of doing it, right? The modern way of like content creation. Because that's one thing as well that I fucking hate is that I grew up on this shit. I've been doing YouTube now longer than I have not been doing YouTube. Like I have now surpassed the point in my age where I have been doing YouTube longer than the part of my life where I never even knew what YouTube was. Like I have been doing YouTube for 14 years now, give or take plus, right? Whereas the time where I wasn't doing YouTube was shorter. So I love doing this. I love doing content, making videos. Not even content, just making videos. Like making something, creating something. That is what makes me happy. And I would be fine doing that for nothing if, you know, if that was possible. But the unfortunate reality of it is that is impossible. You know what I mean? I'm doing it for 10 years now. Yo, Dinosaur, welcome to the stream, man, by the way, dude. And yeah, dude, yeah. 10 years is a lot too, man. Like I am almost... Next year is going to be 10 years of this channel, by the way. Next year is going to be 10 years since I made this channel. So, yeah. But either way, what I'm saying is I love making videos. I love it. I love learning new things and creating new things and trying new things and being inspired by things. I love that. It's actually fun to me. But when I think about what my goals are, my only goal is to make, in terms of a monetary goal, in terms of we're talking about money, is to make enough money. Just like everyone else. This is not just me. Everybody wishes for this. To just make enough money every month to live a comfortable, normal life without having to stress about money and be able to support the people that I love. And that's the only thing I care about. I don't want to use that money for a fancy car or fancy house. I don't care for those things. When I think about it, I grew up most of my life in apartments, very small apartments, sharing a room with my brother. I'm used to that. When I'm in a larger place, I don't know if anybody else has this, but when I'm in a large house, I feel uncomfortable. I like when it's smaller. I don't like it. The only time when I need space is in something like this when it's for creation. But when I feel comfortable is in a small, little, huddled up place. That's what makes me happy. I'd rather live in the fucking forest alone. Well, not alone. In the forest somewhere, on a village. I'd rather live in a little village somewhere than live in the center of a fucking city. Because I lived in the center of a city when I came here first. And it was chaotic and fucking whatever. And if you like that, that's fine. But I don't like massive sprawling. I just want something comfortable, simple, nice. I want a simple life in that regard. I don't need extravagant, if that makes sense. I don't need an extravagant car. Because at the end of the day, what the fuck is a car? It's just a thing that takes you from point A to point B. That's the only purpose it serves. It's just to take you from point A to point B. Can it do that safely and efficiently? That's all I care about. That's literally all I could care about. For smaller spaces because it's easier to clean and maintain. That one too. Holy shit, that is so fucking true. That is so fucking true. The bigger the better because you get so many cool things like a movie theater. If that makes you happy, Ben, then fine. But I don't see how that would make me happy necessarily. You know what would make me happy? And I've said this before, but what would make me happy is if I just had a little farm in like a forested area. Like I'd love a few chickens to take care of every morning when I wake up. Just feed them corn. Then go and like tend to some sheep and like a cow specifically for milk and stuff. And if she dies, we buy a new one and that's it. The Thanos ending. Yeah. Genuinely, that's kind of what I want. I don't want more than that. I don't personally see like, you know, my financial goal is to have more time, bro. But Dino, that's a perfect thing to say. That is so perfect. That is so fucking perfect. That is so fucking perfect. Because that, I agree with that 1000%. Because what is money really? Because once you have every object you would want, what's the point of money? Because why do you really, what do you really pursue money for? Right? It's to get things. But then when you have those things, what's the point of it, right? Like, the reason we work is to be able to afford things. Now, imagine if you had enough money to always afford your bills and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. Then what would you do with the rest of the money? Well, you would live life, right? You'd actually do the things you want to do. There's a point that you earn a certain amount that locks you in a lifestyle of rush and anxiety. Yeah, exactly. Thing is, I've never made massive. I think the most I've ever made in 1 month. Okay. I go to a goat farm. Goats are so fun. You know what's funny? There's a goat farm across the street here. I shit you not. Across my street, there is a goat farm. Baby goat farm. I'm not even kidding. Literally one right across the street. So I see them every day whenever we go. Not every day, but every time we go to town, I'll see them on our way. So it's funny you say that. But you're right though. The thing is, I've never made more than, I think in a single month, the highest amount I've ever made off of YouTube was $8,500 reduced. And here's the crazy part. 5,000 of that was from you guys. Literally. That was purely 5,000 from donations. And you know why that was? Do you guys remember the 24-hour live stream? Farm vlog when? But dude, oh man, I've never been there. I always pass by it. I always see them. They're adorable. I've never gone inside though. It's a crazy thing. But maybe I will, because they built a new, literally right across the street there, they also just built a new bakery. And I know Yolene really wants to go to that bakery, so it might be worth to go there for that. But yeah, do you guys remember the 24-hour live stream? Well, that live stream is the highest amount I've ever earned from YouTube in a single month. And it was literally all because of you guys. And the thing is about that, I think back to it, I'm like, dude, like, these streamers make so much money. If this is like, if, you know, I have 1 million followers, I never earned that much, bro. Country's so fucked. Yeah, but that's to do with the advertising, right? Like the CPM that's paid from Brazilian advertisers to a Brazilian audience is much lower, right, than it is for, like, if you want to make the most amount of money from ads, you got to get Americans, Canadians, and British people or Americans, Canadians, British, and Australians usually. Those are the highest ones, and I think Germany is also in there. Those are like the highest ones. So if you want to make the most amount of money, you want to have an American audience or Canadian audience, because that's what pays the most CPM, right? But yeah, like, I tried for a while to make a Bosnian channel, and then I realized, like, yeah, I'm going to invest all this time, and it's going to make me 10% of what I would make if I did the same thing just in English, you know? So yeah. So I know normal job. Because here's the thing. I've never done anything else besides this, dude. I don't know what normal job I could do besides this. And I already said it. If I quit YouTube, yeah, I'm just going to have to do a regular job and, you know, probably feel miserable, but I think that's how most people are. So what's the problem, you know? I can't complain. Everybody has troubles. My troubles are not unique. Everybody has something they're dealing with. You deserve to buy a goat. Ben, thank you for the $2 donation, dude. Thank you, dude. What the fuck? Oh, my Lord. Oh, man. You can always find something else you like. That's the thing, man. I like this job. That's the thing. I like this job. And you can call it not a job if you want to. That's fine. Thing is, though, it is taxing. It does take a while to make things. But the thing is, this is the only job where you sort of get to be your own boss completely. But that also is kind of a double-edged sword, because you get to decide when and how things are done. It also means that you have to keep yourself under scrutiny. And if you don't, you're going to fail. Screw the Marie plush, buy a goat. Oh, my Lord. Normal can mean different things to different people. That's true. But what do you call it? Also, guys, we have only 35 minutes to go, by the way, until this presents. Oh, sorry, direct. I keep calling it a presents, but it's a Nintendo Direct. No, what I was saying though is, I do like this. I do like making videos. Don't get me wrong. I love doing this. That is the thing. I love doing this, and I don't know anything else. I don't know how to apply myself to anything else. I know only this, because I am somebody who literally grew up doing this. From a young age, I've just been doing this. You know what I mean? Like, this is the only life I know. I've never done anything else. I don't know how to work with other people. Shit, I don't even with YouTube, I do everything myself for the most part. The only person I ever rely on for anything is Subarashi. Subarashi would draw me stuff on different occasions. And that's the only other person I rely on. Most of the stuff I do myself, and occasionally I'll have somebody help me with something. But for the most part, I do everything myself. Are you afraid of AI? Not at all, actually, no. Because I think people will always seek an authentic experience. Like, I think people will always look for something that feels more human, right? As much as people are connecting with robots and stuff and connecting with AI in weird ways, I do think there's always that feeling of like, people will always want like something from a real person, a human, of, you know, flesh and blood, right, to deliver to them. I'm only afraid for like the future generation, for people that are, you know, younger now and growing up with this AI shit, that they will get used to it. But I think for the current generation and people of my age and stuff, and people who grew up, you know, like that, are not really going to really adopt it as hard as the younger generation might. But I think people still at the end of the day want something human. I want something human. I'll be honest, I don't click on thumbnails if I can tell that it's an AI kind of thumbnail or whatever. I try to actively avoid those, because when I just look at them, they just give me that feeling of like, I don't know, this doesn't feel like, I almost want to see the, you know, how do you call it? I almost want to see the errors, the little things, you know? Because the AI only makes errors in obvious ways, right? But humans make errors in small, minute ways that you don't think about, right? Like, they do small things that make their thingy like stand out. So no, I'm not super concerned. The Sidemen Museum. See, I haven't watched the Sidemen in I want to say years now, dude. I want to say I haven't watched them. Yeah, no, I haven't seen any of their videos in such a long time. Like, actually, I think I can literally see exactly the last time I watched one of their videos if I scroll down. Let's see. There. The last video of them I watched was Sidemen Among Us. This was from 2024 April, so almost 2 years since I watched one of their videos. Almost 2 years. I got really sick of the whole, like, I didn't like seeing fucking Logan Paul in their videos. I just couldn't stand fucking seeing him. And I couldn't stand seeing like all these just the kind of beastification of YouTube. I just couldn't stand it. I was like, no, dude, I just want to see, like, I liked it when they were just them, like it wasn't really like over the top and extreme and all this kind of stuff. I liked it when it was just like them. You know what I mean? When it was just them, the boys having fun, because it reminded me of like hanging out with my friends when I was like, you know, still going to like high school. It reminded me of that time of my life, which made me very happy. So it sort of like was nice to see that, but then it became like too much about how much money they can spend and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, that's not fun. The more fun thing is when they all just get fucking shit-faced and, you know, lost in some sketchy part of fucking, I don't know, of Spain or something. I don't know. My point is that like that was way more fun. Anyways, we could support the channel more. I use all my high points and I'm already a member. Don't know what more I could do. Vanta, you don't have to do anything, dude. It's not up to you. Listen, it's not up to you. It's nothing to do. Listen, let me put it like this. It has none of my YouTube stuff and none of my issues on YouTube have anything to do with you guys. It is 100,000% me. It's this guy right here. Nothing to do with you guys. Don't ever worry. Don't ever feel the necessity to donate, to become a member, any of that shit. If you do it, I do appreciate it. Thank you. But at the end of the day, don't do it if you can't afford it and if you have better things to spend your money on. You know what I mean? Like, soulless is the word you're looking for. AI looks and feels soul. Exactly. I think that's a good way to put it. But like, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to think of the right words. Like, but my brain is like fucking. My brain is literally just like completely like lost track. No, right. So you don't have to like do anything, okay? It's not up to you. Oh, it started, by the way. All right, I'm gonna set it up now so you guys can see the entire thing here. There we go. All right. So we have the direct in a bit, fellas. I think it's still like what 30 or so minutes. It's still like a half an hour to go essentially, so we're good. Same, I skipped every. What do you think about McDonald's with extra cheese? What the fuck? You could work. What the fuck? I already said, dude. It's the only place I like. What does it mean with extra cheese? What do you mean by that, though? Is it going to be 30 minutes? Yeah, it's a 30-minute timed countdown. Just they always do this though, so it's fine. No, but like I said, it's not up to you guys to fix my YouTube troubles. It is up to me. Only I can fix it. But it also, I am the master of my own demise in a sense, right? So I'm the only one who can decide how things will go for myself. I'm the only one. It's not up to you guys. You guys should only be here for entertainment and the occasional philosophical like conversation. But you are here to see Nintendo today. So let's focus on that. Let's focus on what could be shown today. Keep in mind, this is a partner showcase. I'm kind of not expecting much in terms of really anything else besides like third-party games. So don't expect like Breath of the Wild type shit or Zelda type stuff or Mario or even Pokemon. Don't expect Pokemon. Maybe Pokopia, but that's about it. What's this? Can I speak to what the fuck? Weird. It's good entertainment, man. Let's see. I like Bruxish. What the fuck? What? All right, dude. If you like it, that's fine. Please, the Duskbloods in the direct. Oh yeah, the Duskbloods, dude. Holy shit, they might actually give a release date for that. Isn't Smash third party? Let's see. Bandai Namco, Sakurai. So I don't think so. I think that would be part of a mainline direct. I highly doubt that would be in this. Is Deltarune today? I wouldn't know, dude. Didn't they release the newest chapters recently, like just last year? Have you read any of the Percy Jackson books? I have not. I remember watching the first movie though when I was younger. Didn't really like it. The Duskbloods release date would be great. Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I do hope that they show that today. But yeah, we still have 25 minutes to go, fellas. 26 to be accurate. Sedamdana pianoga nema više burme tvoje. Nema više drage moje. Evo majko sina toga. Sedam dana pianoga. Many book fans didn't like the movie either, lol. That's fair, I guess. That's usually the case, isn't it? So I'm thinking about if you have over a decade of video editing and content creation under your belt, there's a lot you can do in media and marketing departments in several companies. But here's the thing. I don't, though, do I? I'm very bad at advertising. If you guys haven't noticed, I don't really work with a lot of sponsors, and when I do, I'm very bad at convincing you guys to go and buy their stuff. My videos are very, very lackluster if you really think about it, right? Like it's I make very, 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 very lackluster videos. Like, at least if we're taking RuffledRowlit as an example, I make bad videos on here. All I ever do is like, okay, you know what it is? in some way, it's really weird to compare myself to a Pokemon company, but I kind of am like the Pokemon company. I make very bare minimum shit. Data analyst, telemarketer. Like I said, man, I'm too dumb. I just think I'm too dumb. I'm very okay with that reality, you know? I'm okay with the reality that I'm just not smart enough for certain things and that I'm not bright enough to do certain things, you know? I just accepted that reality, you know? I'm pretty sure I'm just not good enough at certain stuff. That's fine. I'm good enough at waffling about YouTube. I am good at speaking about, you know, Pokemon leaks, I guess. That's maybe a talent that's useful, like what? For BuzzFeed, maybe? Oh, man. What do you think about Chromominable? It's a cool design, actually, but not my cup of tea, but cool design. I can respect the design overall. What do you have over 100k subscribers here. Do not make bad videos, and you're not bad at marketing. You're just way too demanding of yourself. I mean, maybe I am, but at the same time, I don't necessarily think nowadays it's very hard to get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I've seen people, a guy who was like, when I lived in Bosnia, when I moved there to live at like my aunt's place, there's the guy who used to set up my internet and stuff. He made a YouTube channel and he had 100k subs doing videos in Bosnian, going around to villages, interviewing old people in villages, asking them for what they like, how they live their life and that kind of stuff. And he asked me for tips and stuff. And I was like, honest to God, man, I don't know what to tell you because I've never done that kind of stuff, so I wouldn't know. He surpassed me very quickly. Because I've become a politician. I wouldn't be able to. I don't have the education for it. I think you have to have a certain amount of degrees or whatever to be able to like go into politics, don't you? I have nothing, dude. I'm literally dumb, okay? You have to think about it. I'm genuinely dumb. Like, I'm actually overall pretty stupid. But I'm very convincing at making you think that I'm not, just because I can yap a lot about Pokemon. And that's about it. That's about the extent of it, right? But that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I have one skill, which is to talk about Pokemon leaks, which I've developed over, what, 9 years? So, it is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm okay with that, though, you know what I mean? Like, the thing is, I love trying new stuff. Like, I love trying new things all the time, but I'm never good at anything, you know what I mean? I'm very good at being average at everything, or like bare minimum. Our president literally does not have any formal education, lol. Who is your president now, by the way? Because didn't one of your presidents get like outed for something, like for stealing money from? I mean, which president doesn't do it? Let's be honest. But like, to show you what I mean, this is the problem with me, right? Where I say I want to do too many things, just to show you what I'm talking about. For my Blue Lad channel, I was like, I had this idea because I tried this, but like digitally, way back, which was to like draw these little like to make like these little like stick figures. So in my video, when I need to explain something, I'd be like, you know, I pull them up and they would do the talking or whatever, and then I pull this one up and he'd do the talking or whatever, and like. I was like gonna do like little fellas, you know, who pop up in the videos to like do complaining and stuff. But like, see what I mean? Like, to me, when I see this, I'm like, okay, it's not awful, but it's not good either. I'm not good at drawing. It's not awful, but it's not good either. You know what I mean? And I hate that about myself. I feel like I'm never good at something. I'm just okay at things, you know? I'm never great at stuff. I'm always average at stuff. And fuck me, is it really frustrating to be average at things. Now that I think about it, whoa. Average height. Average, and actually weight, I am pretty heavy, to be fair. I'm pretty fat. Semi-illiterate, bro. I can read, okay? I can read, write, and all that kind of stuff. I'm just not very good at, like, anything particular. Being average in everything is above average. But that's the thing. Everyone is average at most things. True, but that's the thing. I want to be good at something. But I feel like I'm not good at anything. Or at least the things I am good at, which is like useless skills that serve no purpose. You know what I mean? I was talking about the president, not you, bro. Sorry, no, it's fine, it's fine. I was like, am I illiterate? I could have sworn I never said that. That's fair, I got you. Literally does not have any formal education. Okay, so yeah, I got you. I guess in the starter, final forms, grass, psychic, water, ghost, and fire, steel. That's something you cannot know until like we actually get our hands on it. You know what I mean? We have to wait and see. It's an interesting combo though. Grass psychic is a weird one. Do we have a grass psychic type Pokemon? I don't know. I cannot remember. See, I'm a Pokemon YouTuber and I don't even know every single type combination that exists, which I should know because it's my literal job to know things about Pokemon. And yet I do not. I suck at everything. That's nah, bro. Nah, dude, I doubt you suck at everything. The coconut tree, Celebi. Why are we talking about Celebi? Oh, Celebi, right. Oh, wait. Is Celebi grass psychic? Really? Wait. Oh, it's psychic grass. Okay. That. See, I never realized Celebi was a grass type. I always assumed it was just psychic. See? This is what I mean. I'm not even good at the thing I'm meant to be good at. How do I not remember this? How do I not know this? How do I forget big head, how do I forget big head Pokemon, grass psychic? Psychic grass, actually. Let's get it right. Psychic grass. I was so fucking stupid. Calyrex. Wait, hold up. Wait, hold up. No. Oh my god, it's psychic grass too. I thought it was, oh my god, dude. I thought it was like ice grass type. Holy shit. Bro, how is it that the two Pokemon with giant heads both, how did both the onion heads have the same typing? How have I never realized this? The two onion heads. Oh, an Exeggutor as well. That's fair point. Eggplant. Dude, how ice? I think I associated ice typing with the location itself because it's the crown tundra, right? Tundra, big open ice, basically the desert, the ice version of a desert. You know what I mean? So like, my assumption was just like, ice location. Pokemon look like ice type. Must be ice type. Oh, I'm too dumb. I think that's the issue again. Actually, Calyrex has a crown. Sure, but also has a big fat head. Like, well, actually, no, you're right. No, that's... Actually, now that you mention it, is that actually an ornament, or is that just how its head looks? Because it is a royal Pokemon, so is that part of it, or is it technically an ornament? But if it's born... You know what I mean? Once you start unraveling it, it gets really weird. Because what does it look like without the hat? As soon as we see the starters, I'm going to guess their final typings, which will be on the 27th. It's weird that the rumors match a lot of Gen 10, but starters are the one big mystery for once. We'll see. I think it's a crime that Lugia, the Guardian of the Sea, isn't water type. That is true. That is true. Oh yeah, Iron Leaves is grass psychic too. Fuck me. Fuck me, man. Y'all are just literally pulling these things out of the woodwork like crazy. The reason I guess is grass psychic is because bats. If the bat will be grass starter, use echolocation. That's a logical reasoning for like that typing though. It's how its head looks. Pokemon do not wear clothes or accessories. Exactly. That's why I'm like, that's gotta be part of it. But then it's like, pardon my French, but how the fuck was that thing born out of an egg with that big of a head? Like, how did that shit fit into an egg? Well, to be fair, it never is explained when it comes to legendaries. I guess, like, Arceus just kind of decided, like, big head Pokemon. That's it. Big head. Boom. Big egg. Yeah, I guess a really large egg. I know, I'm just joking. It's just funny. It's 1,000 Pokemon. It's okay, man. Yeah, it's fair. Doesn't change the fact that I should know it if it's my only fucking job is to know Pokemon. Arceus works in mysterious ways. Yes, dude, of course. Obviously. What do you think about the sales figures of Legends EA? I think personally that it is okay. Overall, they did good. They sold well, proving that Pokemon will always sell well. But at the same time, I do think that the numbers are pretty ass in the grand scale of things. And the reason I say that is because if you compare it to the previous game in the Legend series, which is Arceus, Arceus came out at a worse time. It came out in January of 2022. It came out when there was already a game released slightly before it. It came out a month or so before the Pokemon Day, where they announced the next generation, which probably halted a lot of its like excitement for a lot of people. So people kind of forgot about it after that first month of release. I think Legends EA had a lot more time for advertising. It was announced 2 years essentially before it came out. And even still, it just barely scratches the same amount. Like it's just barely on the cusp, you know, just on the cusp, sorry, of being the same amount of sales as Legends Arceus, which is still good. Like overall, it's good. But I think in the context, January is good though, month though. Kids have Christmas money. Yeah, but not everybody does though, dude. Like a lot of people get their Christmas presents in December. A lot of the spending and stuff would have happened for BDSP and stuff. My point is, when you look at the circumstances, okay, again, keep in mind, like I just said, you had literally BDSP come out only a few months before that, like 2 months or so, 2.5 months, give or take, before Arceus came out. You had BDSP come out as well. So you're kind of expecting people then to buy 2 Pokemon games in a row, which they did. My main point is just that, like, Arceus had way more competition at a worse time to release, because January is generally considered a bad time to. It's when companies sort of, you know, that's when like revenue's usually falling for everyone, because YouTubers make less money, companies make less money. January is overall pretty shit month for most businesses. But not everyone, but most businesses. Ask anybody who's Dinosaur. You're literally a YouTuber as well. You know as well. January is a bad month for revenue because companies pay less to advertise because people have already spent all their money in December, November to buy stuff. You know what I mean? BDSP outsold both Legends EA and Arceus. Yes, fair, exactly. But here's the point. The main point I'm trying to get at is that if you compare Arceus and ZA, ZA had so much more going for it in terms of time for people to get used to it, to pre-order it, to get, acclimated to it. It had another console release to match up with it, giving people who bought the Switch 2 a reason to buy something, just to have anything to play on that console. It had 2 years worth of time to advertise, to get people excited, all that kind of stuff. It had no other competition. There was no other game coming out shortly after it from Pokemon or anything like that. It literally had everything going for it, and it just barely did the same amount as Arceus. Whereas Arceus had an entire Pokemon game release of 2 games, BDSP, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, only 2 months prior. It came out in January after everybody spent all their money in the Christmas period. It was literally a month or so before the Pokemon Day Presents that would reveal the next generation, Gen 9, Scarlet and Violet. So already, like, it had everything going against it. You know what I'm saying? There was so many things going against Arceus, and it still sold decently, right? So, like, what I'm saying is that, like, relative to Arceus, I think it did much worse. I think it did way, way, way worse. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that, relatively speaking, it did worse, like, by a lot, given its circumstances. Like, that's what I'm getting at. You have another quiz for us, like the grass psychic question? Holy shit.
Find me a... No, I already know that myself, so that's no point in that. No, Dragon Ghost is too easy because I Dragapult, right? Dragon Ghost, right? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I cannot think of anything, to be honest. Legends EA ruined Mega Evolution hype. It kind of did, didn't it? Also, maybe it's because Arceus is a great title name. Sure, but like they just said in chat, Dinosauro, if you think about it, ZA had even more going for it because it was going off of the hype and the excitement off of X and Y. You know what I mean? Those games, which are more recent in time, so more people would know them. Also, they were using Mega Evolution as the big selling point, right? The return of Megas, which is like, that's a super popular feature within Pokemon. So if you really think about it, like, if you really think about it, it had way more going for it, actually. And yet, it just barely did about the same amount of sales. Let me see. Legends Arceus sales numbers. So Arceus sold 14.83 million. So give or take almost 15 million copies, right? So yeah, I don't know. We'll see where ZA is sitting, you know, when they update it again in the next quarterly meeting thing. We'll see. Zapalim Twitch. First one on EFR. Hopp mit barem jedan dan da sam sumaher. Nije fer stvarno nije fer. Daj mi Bože jedan dan da budem shumaher. Sorry, I'm listening to some music in the background which you guys can't hear. Pomogni mi doktore, kupit ću ti stan. Još barem i ja da budem normalan. Čime doktore, o to je teške. Kupit ću ti Mercedes, a da ne ideš pješke. Dore, svaka ti se dala, neću više ja da budem bežuna budala. Ti mi da nije kasno, da postoji nada. Dvoje lesne moje glave, dimeši me sada. Džaba me majstore, uža mi je svaki dan jer ja nisam normalan. How is this video suddenly doing better than like Fear and Hunger 2? Makes no sense. Džaba stan kad ja nisam normalan. Huh. Weird. Where's my chat? I lost track of chat. There we go. I still think ZA was at least better than Digimon. I'm not going to agree with that because I haven't played Time Strangers. And I'm sorry, but personally, I really do not like ZA. I think it is probably... I think it's worse than Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And that is disrespectful to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Because I think that game was actually somewhat fun, at least. ZA was just not fun to me at all. I could not enjoy it. I really wanted to, but I could not enjoy it. I know you're talking to Ruffled, but I love Melodifestivalen. Melodifestivalen. Mello. I don't know. I don't really care. Like, you know what it is? I grew up in Sweden, but like... Okay, I don't know if any of you guys have this thing where like, you're not going to understand this if you live in your own country where you are from. But if you are like myself and you're an immigrant and you grew up in like a country besides your own, you might understand what I mean. But like, do you guys ever have this feeling of sort of, like you grew up somewhere besides your home, like your home country. And because of that, you have this conflicting feeling of like not really knowing exactly which personality, you know, not personality, but which, you know, part of you is what, like belongs to what, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like almost have like this weird, like kind of sort of feeling of like,
not belonging in any place, if that makes sense. Like, you don't belong there or here. But over time, I've felt more and more like belonging to the fact that, you know, to being Bosnian, like more and more. And more I've sort of disconnected any of my feelings of... Because I've never felt Swedish, I'll tell you that right now. Even though I spent most of my life, even though I speak Swedish fluently, even though if you were to talk to me, you know, without seeing my face, you'd never know where I was from if I spoke to you in Swedish. Like, I don't have a thick Swedish accent. I don't speak like, you know, somebody who just arrived in the country or something. But I do have this thing of like, I do have some of those Swedish values in me, but at the same time, I don't necessarily have all of it. And I feel more Bosnian, more so, especially in the recent years, the older I've gotten, I've felt more and more attached to my home country rather than the country I grew up in most of my life. Because I was born in Bosnia, keep that in mind, right? I was born in Bosnia. I wasn't born in Sweden. My parents taught me Bosnian first. I spoke Bosnian before I spoke Swedish. I spoke Bosnian at home. I never spoke Swedish at home, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel more attachment to my home country now than I ever felt to Sweden, I would say. But at the same time, a part of me always feels torn because I also do have a lot of things that I only... the certain ways of thinking and stuff that I only get from having been, you know, raised in Sweden, essentially. You know what I mean? How many minutes left? 3 minutes, fellas. Only 3 minutes to go. There's a Brazilian saying that we are a walking metamorphosis, as in we are metamorphosizing into whatever, like how would you translate that? Like we're turning into the thing we are surrounded by, in a sense, I guess. Is that what you're trying to say, sort of? Natural to all immigrants. Yeah, I guess that might be true. Old man Jesus. That name is crazy. That's crazy, dude. But that's actually a really good point. What do you think about Galissapod? I like it, and it's mega. Galissapod is cool. I don't know much about... I don't really feel much for its mega. I do like regular Galissapod a lot, though. But I feel more home in Friesland than any other part of the Netherlands. And that's... Dude, and that's 100% exactly, like, true. I feel the most home in... Like, when I'm in Sweden, I only feel really at home in Sweden when I'm in the city I grew up in. If I'm in other parts of Sweden, I don't really feel much for those places. But when I'm, like, at home in Sweden, like, where my parents still live, that's where I feel at home. But also, I feel the most at home now when I think about it, like, I miss Bosnia, oddly enough, more than I miss Sweden. Even though I've lived less there. You know what I mean? Do you believe there's a chance of GTA 6 coming to Switch? Oh, maybe eventually. I don't think on launch. No way. Eventually, maybe yes. Maybe. But again, very big maybe. Because wait, did they do GTA 5? GTA 5 Switch too? Did they ever do GTA 5 on Switch? Because I don't know if they have. Because if GTA 5 isn't even on the Switch 2, I doubt they would do GTA 6. I just don't think it would be possible. Just became the best-selling console ever. They can't just ignore it. Well, no, just the remake trilogy. Yeah, see, so I doubt they would do that. No. Switch just became that. But that's the thing. I don't think it matters to them much because they know that they will make more than enough sales off of. Also, 30 seconds, guys. I'm going to turn off my music in the background. It's time to watch this, fellas. Y'all ready? You ready, fellas? Time for the partner showcase! Woo! Alright, fellas, it's time. Let's go! That was cute. I'm gonna move my camera real quick so you guys can actually see stuff. Welcome to this Nintendo presentation. Here we go, boys. Y'all ready? Here we go. Uh-huh. Okay. Come on, we get it. It's the Nintendo logo. Show me stuff. I need content. Okay, what are they gonna start with? Duskbloods? No. Oh, this is that anime. That's that really like what do you call it? Yeah, I already seen this game.
Suddenly struck by a cosmic storm.
The game literally looks like this, by the way. Like, it actually looks like this. Like, a super, like, old school Dragon Ball-ish looking anime art style. Will you buy any of these games? If it's a game that I am, that looks like something I would be interested in, yes. Because I'm not somebody who just consumes games that are, like, super mega popular. I like other stuff, too. Gundam? A little bit like Gundam as well, I guess, yeah. This looks actually gorgeous, I'm not gonna lie.
In this two-player co-op adventure. You'll need a few tools to survive.
Like, this is the kind of game I'd love to play with my girlfriend. Wife. Girlfriend, wife, whatever you want to call her. We still need to get married, man. We're engaged. We still need to, like, go to a thingy and just sign a fucking document. This game looks gorgeous, though. Like, it looks beautiful.
And the beam cannon fires a stream of super hot heat to destroy obstacles, open doors, and more. Use the tools
Makes me wonder, are they using a shader for this?
Unexpected solutions to puzzles.
This has to be just a shader, right?
While exploring, you can encounter strange life forms, or opt for a detour and take a little travel.
This has to be just a kind of shader that makes it look like this.
Two players can adventure together locally or online if one person has the game. Can these two brave explorers save their home?
See, this I might actually get, because we played, God, what's the other game called? It's a recent game that came out. I forget what it's called. Oh, we played it. Me and Yulene played it on the PlayStation. Oh, no, on the Switch 2, actually. I forget what it's called.
To today's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. In this presentation,
Yippee!
We'll be focusing on games from our publishing and development partners.
Japanese channel is showing completely different stuff. That's weird. It Takes Two? No, It Takes Two, but the same developers as It Takes Two. Same devs.
Exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2.
Split Fiction. Thank you. Split Fiction. Yeah, that's it.
Looking forward to this intergalactic co-op puzzle adventure. Okay.
This game looks actually so beautiful.
Upcoming Nintendo Switch games.
Duskbloods? Duskbloods? No. Ooh. Greetings to all the watching this Nintendo presentation. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. I recently really got into
In the waters of Issei Bay, on an island where
I'll get married if I want to, dude. You're not gonna stop me. If I want to get married, I want to get married, dude. Not everybody finds someone, you know, who's gonna rinse them for money. Plus, I have no money to rinse for me, so I love my wife, so I'll marry her if I want to.
A boy who works as a pearl diver. One day, while gathering on the seafloor, he encounters another version of himself. This phenomenon is just the beginning. Soon, other strange incidents begin to plague the island. A girl with no memories, strangers searching for treasure, and a housewife investigating victims of drowning. Speaking to those involved is a natural part of the investigation, but you'll also need to search deep within the waters of Issei Bay. As each of their motives intertwine, the story connects to the mermaid legend told centuries ago. Paranormacite, The Mermaid's Curse, launches on Nintendo.
Gives me another murder mystery game. Ooh. Zero Escape.
Today on Nintendo eShop.
I don't think it's Zero Escape. I want to play Zero Escape, by the way, but it gives a similar vibe though a little bit. Is that? What's this called again? Oh yeah, that's. I was gonna say fucking Inazuma, but no, it's Captain Tsubasa.
110 characters representing 22 teams. Score with powerful shots from the original.
It's Brazil! Brazil! Japan! Did Japan just wait? Oh yeah, they're losing to the Brazilians. Are they about to score? Oh damn, dude. They're giving the Japanese plot armor in this one. They're giving them plot armor, dude. They're giving the Japanese plot armor in the trailer.
Nintendo Switch system this year.
Crazy.
Next up are games heading to Nintendo Switch 2, including some games that will also be available on Nintendo Switch.
Okay, so on both consoles.
A A life or death fight for survival begins.
Huh?
It was a normal day until a cave-in befell the city of Tokyo. As the dust settles, our protagonist, Anne, discovers an underground world deep below the metropolis. But she's not alone. Creatures populate the
Oh, this is sick! Holy shit, is this like, dude, this is like a new Dino Crisis. Let's fucking go, this is sick!
It's game over.
Well, I wish the animation for her dying was a little bit better made, but... Oh, no fighting at all? Dude, sorry, I fucking loved Dino Crisis, and I also liked the dinosaurs in Peter Jackson's The King Kong. This is sick, dude. I'd love another Dino Crisis game, honestly. You can co-op?
Up to 4 players can share controls, including Anne's movement and camera adjustments.
What the fuck? That's kind of dude, that would be crazy for a challenge run. Can 5 people beat this game if they're all blindfolded? Can you beat the game? Can 5 people beat this game but everybody's blindfolded?
Subterranean depths in Tokyo Scramble, launching exclusively on
I like the
Nintendo
concept.
Switch 2,
I actually don't mind the
February
concept.
11th.
I just don't think I don't want to play this on a Switch 2 though. I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather play this on PC.
Awaken your
Oh, Valheim.
spirit.
Valheim coming to Switch 2. Oh.
Battle.
I guess Switch 1 as well.
And conquer in this massive survival game. How you go about it.
Isn't this still in early access on Steam even? I don't think this game is even fully released yet. It's still in early access. Considered a very good survival game though. I haven't played it.
Fashion a bow and arrows to hunt wildlife and prepare meals. With an axe, you can chop trees to build a house. Yikes, don't get hit by falling trees.
That was way too much shake.
Install
Way too much
beams,
camera shake.
Construct walls. Make the
Yeah, it's just
roof
Valheim. I don't know, like...
Add a fireplace.
I cannot really say much. It's just Valheim, so...
From the cold. Wait, is this ventilated? Don't
I
forget
really
the
feel like you should play this game on PC, though. I'll be honest.
By upgrading your crafting stations, you can make items of higher quality. And once you've built a ship, set sail on the high seas to reach new lands. And create even more strongholds. Plus, up to 10 players online can explore this vast world together. Now, go forth and survive in Valheim, launching on Nintendo Switch 2 this year. Find your way forward in these games. Return to the kingdom of Hollow Nest and fight back the
Look, it's
infection
Hollow
of
Knight.
this upgraded
Wee-woo.
modern classic. Dive,
I'm sorry,
dash, and slash through this
but why would
2D
you-
adventure platformer, now with enhanced visuals and improved frame rates on Nintendo Switch 2. Equipped
This should not be a paid thing. Please, this should just be an update.
damage using upgradable spells.
This should just be an update. This should not be a paid thing. Come on.
Connected map. Descend into a world of insects and heroes when
I know he said insects, but it sounded like he said the other word.
launches on Nintendo Switch 2 later today. Nintendo Switch 2 players who have Hollow Knight on Nintendo Switch can upgrade to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition for free with the
Oh, it's
upgrade.
free. Okay, good. Good. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Football reborn from Pro Evolution Soccer is coming.
That's
to
fine then.
Nintendo
That's
Switch
fine.
2. Build out your club. Sign legendary
Is this
players,
PES?
and compete in
This
tournaments
fucking
around
PES?
the globe in World Tour mode. Join an exciting competition.
Damn, yo, Messi looking kind of messy in that fucking image.
International Cup tournament. Or play with friends locally or online to prove who's at the top of their game. Experience the excitement of soccer and aim to be the best in the world when eFootball Kickoff launches on Nintendo Switch 2 this summer.
Yeah, I guess they just renamed it from
Travel through
PES.
4 ages in a brand new HD 2D action RPG. Explore the age of safekeeping. The hero
See, I want to, like, here's the thing. I want to play games like this, but they're so long. They're so long. And I know nobody would care about watching these on a channel like Blue Lad. I want to play these RPGs, JRPGs, because they seem actually so fun, man. I really want to play stuff like this, but it's like, how do I get people to watch a video about this? Like, seriously.
You can also obtain some weapons and magic unique to certain time periods. A story spanning time will.
This game is fucking beautiful. It looks gorgeous.
Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, launches
I'd watch it. I know, you're one person. Persona? Dude, you know what Persona game I want to make a video on? Persona 2. I started playing some Persona 2 and I was like, yo, this is amazing. But oh my lord, nobody would watch it. Nobody would watch a 3-hour long video about Persona 2.
Super Bomberman 5, including titles previously unreleased worldwide.
Peak Sona 2, dude. I really want to make a video about Persona 2 so bad. But I don't know if anybody would care. Have you checked out Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined yet? Looks gorgeous. Yes, I have seen gameplay of it. Haven't played it though. I'd watch it. If we get a Pokemon Champions news? No. That's probably going to be on Pokemon Day in like a few weeks.
Launches on Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, it's going to be in a few weeks probably.
Later today.
Bomberman, dude, I remember playing Bomberman, but like a scuffed version of it on the PlayStation 2. And the PC version on like play.net or whatever, like spela.se.
7 remake series is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay. I think this was already leaked, so this was gonna happen.
Cloud Strife and his comrades.
See, I also want to play Final Fantasy, actually every Final Fantasy, but then I would have to go back and play them all, and it'll be very hard to make videos on. I really want to, but it takes a long time.
In a buggy or other modes of transportation. Team up with allies in battles, blending action and strategy. If you'd like to focus on the story, there's also a boost function to make combat easier. You'll also find various activities scattered across the world, allowing you to take a break from the action.
That's kind of cool, though.
As you interact with your allies,
Ah, God, is this the Gunner mode?
will grow and impact how the story
Romance Gunner mode? I swear, whenever I see, what's her name, Tifa, right? Whenever I see her in anything, it's always goon bait. Every time, I swear, every time I see a picture of that character, it's always somebody making some goon shit out of her.
Begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Just play FIFA. I don't want to play FIFA, dude. FIFA is the kind of thing you play with your cousins because you don't know what else to play with them when like they come around. You know, like, you know what I mean? This game is actually so much fun. I got to play test this a little bit when I was at Gamescom. It is so much fucking fun, this game. Genuinely, like it's actually super fun to play. Like the what do you call it? The combat and like the way it works and stuff. You have to solve like these little every time you try to like attack an enemy, you have to like solve like a little mini puzzle every time. It's super fun.
By the station AI, which sends enemy bots out.
But I will say, again, I wouldn't want to play this on anything besides a PC or a PlayStation, to be honest. Because it's the kind of game where, like, I don't know if I would want to do this on a Switch.
I think I can help.
But with Diana's hacking skills, you can break down their defenses.
Yeah, that hacking ability is so much fun.
What was that?
Yeah, there. You have to like, boop, 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 boop.
Panels toward the green goal.
Yep. It's simple, but I'm telling you, in the heat of the moment, it is so fun. It's like satisfying. It's super satisfying, like, to do. You cannot feel it if you're just looking at gameplay. I'm telling you, if you play it, you feel it. You really feel the, like, and also the boss fight. I was so fast, by the way, when I played the game. I made it to the boss fight so fucking quickly, but it was so much fun, though.
Change the outcome of battle.
It's just a fun game. It's one of those games that's just really fun.
Energy levels.
What truths will the two find in this AI-controlled lunar station?
So it's not
There it is, the boss fight. That's the boss fight I played through in the demo.
Yeah, baby. We did it.
It's like overall just a fun game, I'm telling you.
Good job.
And what will Diana learn on this journey?
Played it on PS5 Pro though. I don't remember if it was a PS5 Pro that I played at when I was there, but it was just fun.
Switch 2, April 24th. A demo will be available later today on Nintendo eShop.
Oh, that's nice. It's probably the same demo that you already got to play at like Gamescom. So
You're looking forward to fast-paced combat and exploration with the unique.
we're halfway through, by the way.
And shooting.
Do you think sales are less because of game share? I don't necessarily think so.
Journey to the lost.
Because I actively, personally, am one of the kind of people I don't even think about that part, like that's an option.
Become a legendary Turok
Is
warrior
this?
in this intergalactic action shooter? To
Okay.
stop an alien threat from
Oh yeah, right,
destroying
Turok. I forgot that
your
game
journey
existed.
solo or with a team
I guess it's a
of
new one,
warriors
right? I think they
online
announced this
and battle
last
all
year at some
sorts of
point.
primal creatures in ferocious combat. Swap between first-person and third-person perspectives as you unleash weapons, melee attacks, and special abilities. to
Again,
devastate foes.
kind of game I would play on a PC to begin with.
DNA from fallen enemies and the environment to upgrade your arsenal, evolve your mantle, and unlock even more abilities called Echo Sinks to gain a greater edge in combat. As you venture across breathtaking worlds, you'll unlock
Is Resident Evil 9 gonna be here?
the
Probably,
ultimate
because it is coming to the Switch too, right?
saving
So
humanity. Turok Origins launches on Nintendo Switch 2 this fall.
okay.
Uncover the truth of Xanadu.
All right.
In a Japan where Kyoto is the capital, another world exists that's encroaching on our own.
Ooh.
A world where monsters roam free.
They're giving me Shin Megami Tensei Persona vibes.
Must use his newly awakened powers
Never mind.
against the threat as
They
he
just
joins
they
the
ruined the
hero
feeling.
Samurai, a school
They ruined the
of
feeling
students
and made it into
the
generic anime vibe instead.
Conquer Xanadu, the great labyrinth rumored to be the origin of this other world. While traversing the labyrinth, hone
Oh, this
your
is a-
abilities and
Is this a side-scrolling game?
to expand the range of
Interesting.
your exploration.
I didn't expect that.
Then,
This is different from what I thought. What the hell?
enemies in 3D action RPG combat. Use your powers to overcome foes. Outside the labyrinth, improve your stats. And
That's a
spend
cute
time
chibi
with your
character.
friends as you prepare to conquer Xanadu. The battle between man and monster begins. Discover the truth when Kyoto Xanadu launches on the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems this summer. Check out these anime-style games. It's time to evolve in the
All right.
latest Digimon story game. One day,
I mean,
powerful blast
fair enough to be
collapse
expected at some point, I guess.
sends you 8 years.
Surprised it didn't come out from the beginning though.
450 Digimon to collect. Adventure through the human world and digital world to save the future. And on
Why did
Nintendo
that
Switch
Digimon
2,
have a booty?
select quality mode, playing in 4K at 30 frames per second. Or
God no.
performance
Give me that.
mode,
Give me the
playing in
performance
full
mode,
HD
dude.
at 60
Give me that
frames per
performance
second.
mode.
Digimon Story
I need my
Time
60 frames a
Freeze
second, otherwise my brain
launches
hurts.
on the Nintendo Switch 2
Don't
and
question it.
Nintendo Switch
I have
2
questions.
July
All right.
10th. Pre-order
I do
your
have some
today
questions.
on Nintendo eShop.
Oh, it's already out today. Okay,
And
cool.
it
Well, that makes sense, I
set
guess.
high in the sky is soaring in. Form your party from a roster of over 20 characters, each with their
Jeez.
own fighting style.
This is giving me like
Power of teamwork. And
a little bit
summon
of
mighty
what's that?
primal
Oh
beasts
god,
to
what's it?
vanquish
Like
your
Dynasty
enemies.
Warriors vibe a little
You can
bit.
also team up in local or online multiplayer.
I guess no, not really. Never mind. I'm wrong.
Grand Blue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 9th. The latest Monster
Oh, there
Hunter
it is.
Stories game
I was wondering when
is
Monster Hunter
flying
was
in.
gonna show up because they did announce this like
Your monster
last direct or
allies,
something.
Called Monsties can learn
Monsties?
special abilities through a series
What?
of
Is this a
evolved
Pokemon? Is this
function.
Pokemon Monster Hunter?
Raise your Monsties as
Did
you
they
travel the world.
make a Pokemon Monster Hunter game?
The lands lie on the brink of disaster. Monsters are on the verge of extinction.
Oh my lord.
And the riders.
Yes.
trying to
Oh
save
god,
the
I love it.
world
I love it.
with an
I do need to play Monster Hunter Wild still with Suma.
Monster Hunter Stories 3
Twisted Reflection.
soars
Available
onto Nintendo
March
Switch
13,
2,
2026.
March 13th. A demo will be available later today.
Oh, Suma,
Nintendo
there's a
eShop.
demo.
Save
There's a
the
demo, Suma. Go get the demo.
full game once purchased.
Whoa. Monsty Hunty.
Titles,
Monsty.
archives.
Monsty Hunty. Ooh, like literally.
Rave Racer, published by Namco in 1995, speeds into the arcade.
Does that thing say
archives to
Dorota instead of Dakota?
aim for first place in a race against your rivals.
Is that Namco on the back?
And
On the other one?
get ready for a new line of home console titles. Console Archives is on the way.
Huh?
Doraemon,
Okay. All right. I didn't expect to see Doraemon.
Sonic Wings Special. And
Yeah, see,
more will be released over time.
I never cared for bullet hell games.
The first wave of Console Archives
This
titles
shit though.
is cool
I played this shit, okay? I played this shit as a kid. So that
Ninja Gaiden 2, The Dark Sword of Chaos. These titles will be available on Nintendo Switch 2 later today.
8 minutes, fellas. 8 minutes left. Oh no, are they speeding through a bunch of shit now? Yeah. Scott Pilgrim EX, alright. Another Eden Begins. Never seen this before. Okay, Reanimal is pretty cool looking though. No thanks. I do not care for WWE. Nope, not interested. Oh god, this game, fuck this game by the way, was supposed to be a free-to-play game. Then they made it a buy-to-play game instead, out of nowhere and shit. Oh, it's like it was supposed to be a buy-to-play game for like early access and then free-to-play, and then they, I don't know, it's a whole mess with that. I don't know, because Yulene wanted to play it. Well, she did play it, actually. We used to call this Rainbow Star? Well, I don't know what that means. Goat Simulator 3. How have they made a third one? How is there even a second one? Shadow Tactics Blade of the Hogan. Okay, it's like a tactic games, like a strategy game. Tales of Arise, Beyond the... Dude, there's so many Tales of series games. Like a Tales of series type game. It's like so many.
We found another body. I need your eyes on the crime scene.
No. Is this how they're ending it? Really? Like, I love Resident Evil 9. I'm gonna play this game. Like, I will. But you cannot end it with something we already know about and that's coming out this month.
While investigating the case.
Like, I'm excited for this game, genuinely. But I am not putting this on a Switch fucking 2. Okay? This shit needs to, like, I need to be engrossed in the atmosphere and everything, and this game looks like fantastic. So I want to see those fantastic graphics on something that can actually run them 100% properly. Well, 100% is never possible, but still.
Will she confront the threats head on, or save her ammo for the next encounter? For Grace,
The zombies actually, like, look,
always close
I don't know.
at hand.
They look creepy, like, again, which is nice.
Meanwhile, another agent working for an anti-bioterrorism
Leon
organization
Kennedy.
is also on the case.
It's Leon S. Kennedy! Hell yeah, dude. It's a partner showcase, guys. Exactly, yes. It's a partner showcase. Don't expect Mario or anything. I think we already said that at the beginning.
Then
No
strike
Pokemon, no
the
Mario.
hardest
That's
stunned
not
opponent's
today.
stance in close quarters combat. He can fight
Dude, he's
from a
still doing the fucking kicking and... Whoa, sniper.
or use an enemy's weapon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Leon has a very
Oh, man, he
arsenal
whiffed
of
completely.
attacks at his disposal.
They're not showing him. They don't show a single kill. Did you see that? They didn't show a single kill. They didn't let you see any of the fatalities.
Perspective at any time. There are multiple difficulty options available.
Casual,
including a
standard,
mode
modern,
with
standard,
experienced
classic.
players that features
Ooh, I wonder
aims.
what standard classic means. Does that mean tank controls and shit? Because that would be pretty fun.
As she attempts to escape unprecedented terrors, and Leon, who relies on strength to carve his own path. What will they discover when their fates
Dude,
intertwine?
hell yeah, bro. I'm actually excited for this game. I was excited for the beginning, but this is such a weird thing to end this off on. There's still 4 minutes, okay? So it's got to be more. We still have 4 more minutes. I hope it's not a wrap-up thing they do now. I hope they actually show, like...
Resident Evil 7 Biohazard and Resident Evil Village will also be available the same
Fantastic. Well, 7 was great.
Field excitement
8,
awaits, whether you
decent,
play
but not
these
as good as the
games
first one. Or
Resident
as 7, I
Evil
think.
Requiem first. Plus, a Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller featuring original art is releasing alongside the games. Amiibo figures of Grace and Leon will also
Oh, dude, the Leon one is sick,
this
though.
summer.
The Leon one is fucking sick. I ain't gonna lie.
In-game weapon skins.
Dude, is that a rainbow fucking revolver?
Resident Evil Requiem, the latest entry in the Resident Evil series, is launching later this month. You can also look forward to a creator's voice video featuring a member of the Resident Evil Requiem development team. The video will release in the near future. Next is our last announcement.
Hey everybody from all
Oh,
of us here
no!
at Bethesda Game Studios. If you're like us, Nintendo has meant so much to you from your early days of gaming.
Oh, is
to now.
Starfield
It's
coming
incredible
to...
for us
Is
partner on the
Starfield...
Switch, and it was
Is
just a
Starfield
great piece of
coming to the
hardware, and also
Switch too?
so personal when you play. We're excited to finally bring a number of our franchises for the first time to Nintendo.
If it's Fallout, fine. Yeah, it's Fallout.
Welcome home.
I was like, please don't be Starfield.
Edition is emerging on Nintendo Switch 2. Scavenge, shoot, build, and create alliances as you reshape the wasteland and what remains of civilization. Every choice matters. Fancy yourself a
Again,
smooth
I'm
opera
sorry.
or pining
I would
for
just play this on a
power
Steam Deck or
armor
something instead.
from hundreds of
Like-
perks that fit your playstyle.
Unless you really like the game, I feel like this is the kind of game I would play on Steam
Shadowy
instead.
corners of forgotten vaults. The Commonwealth is packed with stories waiting to be uncovered. In addition to the base game, experience 6 official expansions and over 150 creation club
That Switch 2
items
gameplay
to
looks...
expand
Yeah,
your
I ain't gonna
adventure.
say nothing. I'm not gonna comment.
Grab your
I won't
Pokemon
comment.
And traverse the wasteland in Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, launching on Nintendo Switch 2, February 24th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Okay, that's not it, though.
The year is 1937.
Oh, yeah,
Sinister
Indiana
forces are
Jones,
on the
okay.
hunt for an ancient power, and only one person can stop them.
Watch me.
Embark on a globe-trotting cinematic adventure in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, set between the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. Indy will journey around the world to uncover the mystery behind the Great Circle. From the pyramids of Giza to the sunken temples of Sukhothai and beyond. Use your wits to infiltrate historic areas and solve fiendish puzzles. Or use your whip to face off against dangerous foes and explore a world full of daring escapes.
I would be kind of not in the mood to play this game because I know this game already struggles
Adventure calls
somewhat
Indiana
on...
Jones and the Great
As far as I'm aware, I think it struggles even on PC a little bit, so I don't know if I would be willing to buy this ever on something like Switch.
Explore the vast landscape of Cyrodiil in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered.
Really?
Experience
Oblivion
this
Remastered
renowned
on Switch
open-world
2.
RPG now on a Nintendo system for the first time. Freely customize your character to match your playstyle. Then adventure amongst an unforgettable cast of characters
By the grace of the gods, I serve Tamriel as her ruler.
and fight back the Daedra to close shut the jaws of Oblivion. master ranged or melee weapons, wield powerful magic, or use stealth skills to best your foes. In this remastered version, character models, weapons, even rocks and sweet rolls have all been meticulously recreated. Combat animations have also been updated to give them a modernized touch. Plus, the Shivering Isles and Knights of the Nine expansions are included alongside the main story to take your adventure even further.
Don't get a say with what I like and I don't like. Although that's fine. Backseat. If you're happy with Fallout 4 on Switch 2, that's fine, man. If you're excited for it, if you want to play it, that's totally fine, dude. There's nothing wrong with that.
We hope you're excited for these games from Bethesda Softworks.
That's it,
That's
though?
all for today's Nintendo
Wow.
Direct Partner Showcase. Thank you.
That was very... I don't know. That was very underwhelming. Even for a partner showcase, that was extremely underwhelming, I'll be honest. Yeah, that was extremely underwhelming, fellas. I don't know. What do you all feel? How do you all feel about it? Personally, I think that was kind of underwhelming. Given that, like, I would have expected... You know what it is, probably? I'm assuming that they're saving even, like, some of the other third-party stuff for a regular Nintendo Direct. Like, I'm kind of expecting them to sort of... to save stuff like I would have expected to see, like, more newer games. Rather... I understand it is a partner showcase, so a lot of older games are going to be coming to the console, obviously, because they want to make sure they put, like games that still sell, that people are still buying, you know, on other platforms. They want to put them on there so they can do the whole, like, oh, buy our product on blah, 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 because on Switch 2, you can have it, you know, with you anywhere and whatever. But I will say, I really expected to see, like, more, like, something more, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of this stuff we already knew. That's the part that kind of gets me confused. A lot of the stuff we already knew. Like, why do we see Resident Evil 9 again, but we already knew that was coming to the Switch 2, so it's really odd that it's in here again. I'm expecting maybe, like, things like Duskbloods would maybe show up in a proper Nintendo Direct because they consider maybe that larger. Or maybe you have to, like, I don't know how it works with Nintendo Directs, if you have to pay to be shown inside of them, or how that works. Like, does Nintendo reach out, or do you have to pay them to be revealed in a Nintendo Direct? Like, how does that work, right? I don't know. It's very, very, very strange, to say the least. It's very odd. But yeah, I guess that's that. We have to wait for a proper regular Direct. I think we'll have a Nintendo Direct in March after Pokemon Day, so they can hype that. Probably. No Duskbloods news? No, not really, no. Which is really odd. I kind of would have expected something, but they really did nothing, didn't they? We still have 22 days until Pokemon Day, so I'm not too upset by this Direct. That's a good way to look at it, dude. That's a good way to look at it. That is a completely fine way to look at it. But yeah, I don't know, fellas. I don't know. I don't know. What happens in 8th? What do you mean 8th? I thought there were going to be Pokemon Pokopia or Animal Crossing Pokemon spin-off. No, there wasn't. Like I said at the beginning of this stream, most likely we were just going to see what we just literally saw. So we pretty much got exactly what I would have expected. I just kind of assumed maybe at least one big reveal would have been in there just to kind of get people enticed. Because again, like, there's always going to be someone who's excited for these things. But there's also a lot of people that kind of watch these to see something big and new, right? That's the kind of like selling point of these presentations. But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is, fellas. That's. I think we kind of are done. I'm going to turn off my light here because my eyes are starting to hurt from the brightness. Holy shit. I think that's that, fellas. I think we've kind of gone through what we needed to go through. I'm just going to probably go and chill for a bit now because I do need to continue writing my video and working on my video for Dark Souls 3. Need to finish that up. Let's see. Somebody literally commented, by the way. Somebody literally commented on my video about, like, I did a video on this game called Black Souls, and this guy literally commented, "Are you RuffledRowlit or am I schizo?" Let me see. Wait. I'm gonna just do the eye emoji. I'm just gonna do the eye emoji. Oh. But yeah, either way, where were we at? What was I saying? Yeah, wait. You should reply to him with the RuffledRowlit account instead. Yeah, I should have done that. But yeah, I think Nintendo knows not many people watch these and purposely don't put much in there. That's a must-see announcement. But that's weird. What's the point of these then? I would prefer it. I think a lot of people would prefer it if they did a longer presentation where they showed off more games and got more people excited than doing these little side ones where they don't even get anybody excited. You know what I mean? Well, actually, it's unfair of me to say not anyone because there's a lot of people that are excited, so that's not fair of me to say. There are people that are excited. We have somebody in chat who's very excited for Fallout 4 being on the Switch too. There are people who do have excitement for it, so it's not fair of me to say like that nobody cares. Somebody clearly cares, otherwise they wouldn't fucking do it, right? But yeah, just kind of expected a bit more. I think that's kind of my issue. Kind of expected a little bit more, which I didn't get. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's kind of that, more or less. I completely forgot about this video now. But yeah, I guess it's doing pretty shit, but that's fine. That is fine. Tee-hee-hee. I am a poopy pants. Time to play a waiting game for the 27th. Yeah, but dude, live your life in the meantime. Have fun, do things, you know, play other games. I guess some people only play Pokemon, but I really think you should go out and try a bunch of different things, a bunch of different games. Give them a shot. Sometimes, I feel like an issue we have as humans is if we don't get instantly hooked on something, we don't want to commit to it. I feel like sometimes you need to just let some things simmer and grow on you rather than just expecting instant gratification. That's what I've learned, because I started playing Danganronpa 2 right after Danganronpa 1, and it didn't instantly like hit me with the ooh, you know, the mystery feeling and all that. It didn't hit me right away, and it took me a while to really get into it. But then after like the first or second, like after the first trial, I was like, oh shit, okay, now this is starting to like to click, and it was like, oh yeah, this is getting interesting now. So all I'm getting at is sometimes just let things, like try things and let them sort of simmer a little bit. Don't expect instant gratification, because you're not gonna get instant gratification with this kind of stuff. With certain games, you need to give them time to grow on you. And yes, your boy is logging into Face It, by the way. Let me see. How far have I fallen? Dude, I am doing so bad. I've just been on a decline. Dude, I am down like 200 elo. Holy shit. But to be fair, I haven't really played a lot lately, so kind of makes sense. I am the most, this is what I mean, dude. I am average at everything, even video games. Like, I am so average at everything. I'm even average at video games. I like, even at competitive games, I'm just right down the middle. I am not up here, ranked fucking like, well, what is it again? I am only level 7. I'm not up at level 10. I'm not down at level 1. I'm just average. That is my life. What is Face It? It's just like a competitive platform to play Counter-Strike on. Let's see. It's like it has its own anti-cheat, so if you want to avoid cheaters and stuff, you play on here. Most Splatoon 3 grind. Some of the grinding in this game is horrifying, but I'm hooked anyways. As long as it makes you happy, man. Needs to be on Switch too, maybe Netflix also. Yeah, I don't like the fact that we don't have YouTube and Netflix on the Switch too, which is why I when I go on vacations, like let me show you, right? Give me a second. I'm gonna bring something to show you guys. Give me 1 second real quick. Burping over here. I'm walking over here. See, this is what I play. This is what I play my games on when I go on vacations. I am never taking, ever, a Switch with me because I cannot do anything with that thing besides play games. This, I can do everything. Like, this is everything. On here, I have access to everything I could want. I have access to my work. I have access to games. I have access to YouTube, Netflix, whatever else I want. It's all on here. Everything. That's why I only really spend, like, I only use, also, I do have the, look at him. I got this sticker in Japan. We went to Japan. These stickers are from South Korea, this, and this one's from Japan. But yeah, I use the Legion Go because at least on this, when I'm on the move, yes, it's bigger. Yes, it is fucking heavier. Yes, obviously. I'm well aware of that, but I know my use cases, and I know my use cases are way more useful to have this thing with me. I get work done on this thing too. When I'm on the road, I don't have to take a laptop with me. I just take this thing with me because it runs Windows, so I can just literally get like OBS and whatever else. I actually recorded a few videos for you guys on this thing when I was on vacation. So my main point is just that, like, I love this because this comes with all those things. The Switch 2 doesn't. I cannot record my footage on it. All the games I need to play or make videos on are not available. If I want to record like old Pokemon games, I can't. If I want to work on something, I can't. If I need to watch videos or just hang out with, like, you know, just watch something on the airplane or while waiting for the train or something with my wife, like, what am I supposed to do? This thing lets me do that. You know what I mean? That's why I love this. I love the Legion Go. But I'm also grateful for Nintendo for the Switch, because without the Switch, we never would have seen companies like Valve or Lenovo or really anyone come out and make all these other products. You know what I mean? Like, otherwise we wouldn't have this without that. You know what I mean? Docket? What do you mean, docket? What do you mean? Neat. But yeah, no, I agree. I think YouTube and Netflix should be on the Switch too. I agree with that. I do agree with that. They should be on there. I completely agree with that. I know why they don't. They probably don't do it purely because if they do, please marry your girl, bro. I keep almost saying girlfriend. Don't want to sleep on the couch, lol. No, but that's the thing. We're not married, so like we still need to get married. But like she likes it when I call her wife or wifey. It makes her happy. But like for me, it's kind of hard because if I say wife, I'm like, okay, but we aren't technically married, so will people get the wrong impression? But at the same time, we're engaged. She has a ring on the finger, you know what I mean? And everything, but yeah, it's whatever. What I mean is the charge dock. I do have a charging cable, and I do actually have a dock as well for this thing, which is really small, way smaller, by the way. And I can plug in an Ethernet cable into that. I can plug in multiple USB things and that kind of stuff. Shout out, by the way, to JSOX, these guys. They constantly send me stuff to check out. And I did actually get, like, I don't have it here, it's downstairs, but they have like a lot of these cases and stuff that they make for the Switch 2, by the way. And they also make them for the Legion Go. So I have from them, I have a few of these docks. This is the dock I have, this one. So I can plug in on the back a bunch of USB cables and stuff. And even I think HDMI is also available. So you can actually plug it into a TV or a monitor, which is great. So yeah. Sabika Saeed, have a great day, man. Doesn't Netflix, YouTube, and browser make it susceptible to be cracked or data mined or whatever? Exactly. Wanta, that's exactly what it does, which is why they don't offer it anymore. That's exactly why they don't offer it, because that's the issue they had with the previous consoles. Hence why they don't want to offer that anymore, which is really sucky for us, you know. They just need to make a new app for Switch 2. Yeah, but they just don't, which is really weird. It's just, I don't get it. But no, I get it. I do get it. It's literally for the hacking reasons. But yeah, if you're looking for ever to get a dock for like a Steam Deck or something, or if you want to get like some really good just cases and stuff, I do have links down below. Yes, this is this is an ad. They didn't pay me to say any of this, but they have sent me a bunch of shit in the past,
which is really sick. Like they actually, I think this was one of the ones I recently got from them. But they just make good shits. That's all I'm saying. I do have this carrying case though, and I think I have the carrying case for like specifically, where is it? No, there's a different one that I bought myself from them. Because I already bought stuff from them before they sent me stuff. Great company, by the way. If you need cases and stuff or docks that aren't, overly expensive, definitely a great company to go to. And like they even have an adapter now for the Switch 2 in case you want to plug that bad boy into like something else. It's great. But yeah, the old YouTube app literally just wasn't compatible. They're working on one. I hope so. Because I do know that that these apps do add like vulnerability sometimes. I know the browser app did that specifically. Did Direct already end? Was it good or bad? It was very average, Omega. It was very average, Omega. Also, dude, I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you've been well. Sky didn't stop by the stream. Dude, I want Sky just to live his life and not have to, I don't want him to show up and just waste his money on me, dude. I don't care. It was some fucking unimportant stuff. But yeah, fellas, that's going to be it for today. I'll be finishing off the stream and I'm going to go and, I don't know, jump into a lake or some shit. I'm going to get going and I will see you guys very soon because we do have the Pokemon Day coming up this month. So that's very exciting. So hopefully I'll see you guys then. I love you all. Thank you for always coming through. Those of you guys who are here. Thank you for supporting me throughout the years. And I hope that I will still be here for you guys to watch and, spend your time with me for the foreseeable future. I hope so, at least. So thank you. I love you all. And I will see you all in the next one. So have a great day. And bye-bye, fellas. I'll see you in the next stream.